fade in, fade in, fade in, fade in, fade in.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Are you bummed that Luke didn't get sort of a reunion with Han Solo?
Absolutely. In fact, when I was reading it, I thought, if Leia's trying to mentally contact me and she's not successful, she'll rush to his aid. She'll get close to him and then get into some dire situation, and that's when I show up for a big yay! Save her life. Then we rush to Han and are in the same position that Rey and Finn and Chewie are. Too late to save him, but witnesses. And I say, because it would carry so much emotional resonance into the next film. For us, his wife, his best friend to witness, instead of two characters that have known him, what, 20 minutes?
Well, you're assuming that I train Rey.
Exactly. Sneaky.
Do I?
Sneaky.
I know, I have to be really careful. People say, was it difficult to pick up and wield a lightsaber again? And I go, do I pick up?
Is it difficult acting in this movie? Am
Well,
I in this movie?
I can promise you my part is twice as big as it was in Force Awakens. When I read 8, I told Ryan, I fundamentally disagree with virtually everything you've decided about my character.
Who is this guy? How did the most optimistic, hopeful character in the galaxy turn into this hermit who says it's time for the Jedi to end? I read that and I said, what? I mean, that's not what a Jedi does. I mean, a Jedi is optimistic. A Jedi has tenacity. He never gives up. He doesn't secrete himself on an island. But you'll...
Something that George initially set out to do was a kind of 3-act saga with these 3 trilogies. And I think we felt that we should honor and respect that.
Liar! Liar! Liar!
I think that the thing that George never did was maintain the status quo. And I think that that's really important because...
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you!
I've kind of lost control of Star Wars, so it's going off in a different path than what I intended. But the first 6 are very much mine and my philosophy. And I think that philosophy sort of goes beyond any particular time, because it's based on history, it's based on philosophy, it's based on a lot of things. And you know, the first 3 basically tell you how a democracy turns into a dictatorship, and you end up with a tyrant, the emperor. It's a very important now, where we are now in our political history.
And as always, may the Force be with you.
I'm kind of retarded.
Fade in.
What's up, all my emotionals, droids, and Wookiees? It's Anna, also known as Star Wars Girl. In today's live stream, I am going to be talking a lot about this one video that Amazon UK posted, which is a bunch of fans giving their 2 cents about the trailer. Now, this video was so badly received that Amazon actually unlisted the video. I think it was today, because I saw this... I was looking at it yesterday and it wasn't unlisted yesterday. But I wanted to talk about this a few days ago, but I got a bunch of stuff that, you know, came up so I couldn't. So we're talking about it today. But yeah, let's give a little bit of background before we get into this. So last night, I don't know if you guys know Yellow Flash. So that's my friend. His channel's name is Yellow Flash 2. He does have another channel, which is Yellow Flash, just regular, not Yellow Flash 1, just Yellow Flash. But when he first started off YouTube, that channel got shadow banned, so he created Yellow Flash 2, and that one was not shadow banned, and that's why that channel blew up and the first one didn't, because shadow banning is a thing that YouTube does, which is unfortunate. And unfortunately my channel is shadow banned right now, and I'm like, I don't really want to take the time to build another 200,000 plus channel. I kind of just want to stick through with this one. So maybe that's to my own detriment, but we will see. But so anyways, last night on Flashcast, we got into the Game of Thrones debate, and a lot of you guys liked what I said. Which, by the way, me and Lofty Pixels are fine. It's just a debate about a TV show. We don't have to agree on everything. And Lofty usually is the odd man out, where he's, going at it. He's the only one on this side and everyone else is on that side. And so it is a tough position to be in, but props to him for, being able to stick through that. And I mean, I didn't think that there was any problem, but then I woke up and there was a couple of DMs that I had, and I'm just... Guys, just because you have a debate with somebody on a live stream doesn't mean that you're like sworn enemies. Me and Lofty Pixels are fine. And I think a lot of the things that he said, that's the way that he feels about things. And, sometimes you're just not going to change a person's mind, no matter how much no matter how passionately you feel about something, people are going to feel the opposite. And I mean, I think that's a part of the beauty of life and interacting with different people, because it isn't that fun to just be in an echo chamber sometimes, and sometimes it does get frustrating because it's like, how can you not see this? But I mean, I feel like everyone that's a human being has dealt with that kind of situation, so we will see how it goes. But that's actually why I wanted to do this poll. So if you guys have this live stream pulled up, and you're not just having it playing in the background, there is a poll that I put in, and I said, do you think the new Lord of the Rings show will be good? I put yes, no, IDK. Well, yes has 2%, IDK has 15%, and overwhelmingly, the no's have it. 83% of people think that it is going to be bad, which I'm on the no side. I don't think that this show is going to be any good. And after watching, the video that I'm going to share with you guys, considering it's unlisted. By the way, I did download this video just in case if they private it, because I have a feeling that they might do that. And the link for this video is in the description of this live stream if you guys want to go see it for yourselves and have it like pulled up on your own computer. Or if you guys want to download it, there it is. But yeah, I don't remember very much of what I said, because sometimes when I don't know, when I'm talking, I tend to not remember the things that I said, because I'm an audio learner. So I learn by listening to other people. And obviously when you're talking, I don't know. And it's also kind of, once I've said it and vented it, I kind of forget what I said. So, and Yellow Flashy has his streams as members only, and then Chrono is the one that re-uploads them, and he has not re-uploaded it yet. So if you guys want to go see what I said, I know that we were debating, and I brought up the points of, and this is just the points that I know. I'm trying to remember exactly what I said, but I was very tired last night. But basically the point is, if you, at least in my sense, and this is my take on it, if you are going to be spending an obscene amount of money on something, that better show, right? And so I watched both of my parents, own and operate their own businesses. And I remember spending a lot of time there. Like, my mother owned an antique store, and me and my sisters every day after school had to spend basically the entire day there until it closed. And, watching my mom deal with people, watching my dad deal with people, you're not going to make a financial investment into something if you're not going to get that, if you're not going to get, a return, and you're not going to break, if you're not going to break even, you better sure as hell make a profit, right? And that if you don't do either of those things, you don't even make a profit, if you don't break even, if it's, if you'll take a hit from that, well, that's not a financial success. That's not, a smart investment move. And so for somebody like Jeff Bezos, who owns Amazon, and this is his passion project with Lord of the Rings, because he loves Lord of the Rings. Well, looking at what Jeff Bezos is doing with his life, he doesn't exactly seem like the guy that would be the most sensible for this. And this is just my opinion. And I know Amazon's listening to everything I say. So if I get Epstein or something for what I'm about to say, then just know that wasn't my intention. But so if you look at Jeff Bezos's wife, right? The one that he married, the one that he was with him before he got all rich and famous. She seems like a very nice lady, obviously. And then after they got divorced, she got married and donated a bunch of that money, right? And then if you look what Jeff Bezos upgraded to, you got a chick that's in her late 40s, early 50s, the biggest duck lips you'll ever see. She dresses like she's a 20 or 19-year-old girl back in 2001. And it's like, so that's Jeff Bezos's standard. That's what he likes, right? Okay, so instead of doing something like what Elon Musk is doing, which I feel like they're always competing with one another. Elon Musk is like trying to go to Mars. He's doing all this stuff, and then Jeff Bezos is trying to dick measure with him, and he's like, oh yeah, well then I'm gonna send William Shatner to space and like totally disrespect him upon landing, that kind of stuff. So it's like, all right, which guy would you rather have running a Lord of the Rings show? Well, Elon Musk is too busy creating things like the Neuralink, the sending people to space, all the shit that he's trying to do. He's actually busy making stuff, like making actual stuff that's going to benefit humanity. And then Jeff Bezos is like, I want to party with my fake ass fucking girlfriend. Oh, Lord of the Rings, I'm going to try to dick measure and try to, make all this stuff. But if you look at Jeff Bezos' standards for quality, I can't even say quality. I'm trying to be as nice as possible with this, but it's like that's the guy. So I have no faith in like Jeff Bezos doing a respectable adaptation. And the fact that they don't even own the rights to anything, and people are making it like this big deal right now that, oh well, they don't have the rights to the Silmarillion or the movies or and I'm just like, well, yeah, no shit, Sherlock, we knew that back when they announced that they were doing this project. So I don't know why all of a sudden, like 2 days ago, people are like, they don't have the rights to this, they don't have the rights to this. It's like, yeah, no fucking shit, we knew that. We knew that way back when they first announced that Amazon wanted to do a show with this and they wouldn't have the rights to anything. So why on earth is it just brand new news? I don't understand. Also, by the way, I apologize for my potato cam. The internet where I live just sucks. But yeah, so they're spending about $435 million, not 435,000, $435 million just on season 1. Now, if you're telling me I'm spending $435 million on something, I'm like, all right, this better be fucking good, right? Like, this has got to be the greatest show ever. And then I watched the teaser, and it looks like shit. Now, I went to college and I got a degree in concept art for animated movies, video games, and live action film. And so one of the things that I had to do was I had to, learn about special effects. One of my best friends does special effects. I've worked for visual effects companies. And so when I see this stuff and I'm looking at it, I'm like, I can literally see the layers. This wasn't even blended well. And one of the things that I know does cost a lot of money is if you're filming on location and you're building sets. I mean, look at how intensive they went into building Hobbiton, and it's still there. You can still go there and visit it. They made that. And then they had all, the models and stuff, the actual models when they filmed certain scenes in, Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings. So that kind of stuff costs a lot of money to make. And what I've seen in particular with shows nowadays is that they're all about cutting costs, but it's still costing obscene amounts of money. Now, that to me doesn't make sense. Now, I don't know if there's some kind of money laundering going on or something like that, which wouldn't surprise me. But so when you look at The Mandalorian, for example, there's that one episode where, everyone is laughing at the Mon Calamari that was wearing this sweater from JCPenney's. It's like, all right. And then you look at the behind the scenes of how they filmed that, and it's kind of like a 360, or maybe not even 360, but it's kind of like a green screen, but it's curved so they can walk around. They have like little set pieces, and it's just this fake green screen, and they project what the setting is supposed to be, and then the visual effects artists go in after and tweak it to make it look like it all fits together. And I think some episodes they did it pretty seamlessly, but once you see that, it's like, I know exactly what you're doing. And when I was watching the Lord of the Rings teaser, when they do the big shot of, here's an establishing shot, and I'm like, that's fake. And it shouldn't look fake. I remember when I was a kid and I was watching Lord of the Rings, and it's like, oh my gosh, look at Rivendell. Oh my gosh, the mountains, why am I blanking on the name? Not Mordor. Not Isengard. Well, Isengard, but the tower in Isengard. I'm bad with names, so apologize for that. But so when you actually look at like the settings and it's like, wow, I mean, maybe that's just my own bias that I like practical effects. But when you're spending $435 million on season 1, and I don't see where any of that money is going. I just don't. And it does save them money to do it in front of a green screen and to do all the visual effects and everything, because that's controlled. They don't have to do as many takes, which, yes, time is money when you're in the entertainment industry. Every, second that you're there, that's everyone that's on set is getting paid for that time of them being there. So it is a lot faster to just, let's go into a sound studio and let's just shoot it there, as compared to actually doing it, in real life. Right. And, going into this setting where you can't control the way that the sun is going to move, you can't control the weather and stuff like that. And so there's those little inaccuracies. Right. But so when I'm looking at this, I'm like, okay, no one in your cast is a star by any means. So you don't have to pay them as much, right. And I made this point, which, went in one ear and went out the other ear. But if you're hiring somebody like Cate Blanchett to play Galadriel versus the new girl that they're getting to play Galadriel, I guarantee you, if you got Cate Blanchett to come back, she'd be making a lot more than the new girl is, right? Because that's Cate Blanchett. This new girl is a nobody. So yeah, they're making a lot of, they're cutting corners by hiring a bunch of nobodies, which that's fine. I mean, when you watch Star Wars, Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill. I mean, Harrison Ford had been in American Graffiti. But I mean, yeah, it's fine getting unknown actors, but I'm making the point as far as where is this money going? If you're hiring a bunch of unknown people that have never done anything before, and again, it's costing $435 million to make season 1, you have no real sets, and if you do, they're very, very limited. You have no stars, and so they're not getting paid as much as an actual star would get paid. You're getting random writers that have done a few episodes from Game of Thrones, a few episodes from random TV shows here and there. No one that's actually proven themselves by actually, seeing a show go from start to finish, or a film start to finish. You got the 2 guys that are the showrunners that have never done anything of credit, and they haven't done anything, valuable enough to get credited for. They've done movie after movie that's either a fail or a box office disaster, or doesn't even get made. They get rejected over and over again. Those are the people that you got to make this movie. That doesn't sit well with me at all. And my question is, where is this money going? Because I can't see it. And if you're telling me it's costing all of this money to make it, and at the end it's going to cost over $1 billion, either you're trying to launder money or you're lying, right? Where is that money going? Because I can't see it in the show. Or you're just really fucking stupid and you don't know how to budget for things. And so you bought all this shit and you don't know what the fuck you're doing. And they'll probably write it off as a lot of it is going to marketing, right? Because they're really trying to push this. So it just, that's where I'm coming from with it. And it's very frustrating to see this kind of stuff, because if you said, hey, Peter Jackson, here's $435 million to film season 1 of The Rings of Power, we would be getting something monumentally different than the shit that we saw. And so if you guys haven't seen that trailer for this new Rings of Power thing, I wouldn't recommend it, but if you want to know what I'm talking about, go and see for yourself. I mean, you can literally see where the different layers are when they're editing it in probably Final Cut Pro. But so now that that's out of the way, let me do just a little mini calendar update for you guys. So I posted an update on my Indiegogo, but and then I hadn't heard back from the calendar guy, and so he emailed me this morning and said, let me see. This is what they said. Hi, Anna. Sorry for the late response. We started binding, which they were supposed to start not this past Friday, or maybe it was this past Friday. They're supposed to do it Friday and do it all throughout this week. And so it should have been moving. They should have been shipping it to me, right? Let's see. We started bringing binding along. Unfortunately, we had to stop for almost 2 days to get COVID tested, since one of the team members' fathers passed away from COVID last week, and he was at the shop recently. Luckily, we all tested negative and we are back on track. More updates to come. And unfortunately, this print shop is closed during the weekend. So I said, sorry, and I asked for a time update. So that's a little bit frustrating, but I mean, it is what it is. It sucked that gentleman's father passed away. That I wouldn't wish that upon anyone. But so yeah, so it is delayed, but that's why I added on extra months. So we're all good. We're all good. Just as long, I'm kind of terrified about them doing that convoy thing and getting everything messed up as far as shipping wise. So hopefully, hopefully we have no more hiccups. So fingers crossed, knock on wood. Just, all right. Now that that's out of the way, let's bring up this video. So the link for this is in the description of this live stream. Bear with me because it is extremely painful. Oh, I didn't share my audio. One moment. Sorry about that, everyone. So this is a video that was released by where is it? Why is it not showing up? There we go. Here. Oh, nope, that's the wrong one. That's the actual trailer. This is what happens when you have too many screens pulled up. Okay. No, it's Flashcast. What is this called? Why is it not popping up? Lord of the Rings Superfans review. There we go. Here it is. Now it's got audio. Also, guys, there's over 512 people here. Please smash the like button, please, and thank you. I would appreciate it. This video made me cringe. I know. It's not Superfans, it's Super Shills. Okay, see, that is a very big point that I wanted to make when I'm watching this, because it's very clear that these guys, they only like grew up watching the movies, right? They watch the movies. They're a casual viewer. They don't really know anything about it. And like, oh yeah, Lord of the Rings, this is cool. That's trendy. Let me like this, but they don't actually know anything about it. Take a drink real fast. Everyone on the payroll. That's exactly it. Also, do you think that they would let anyone on this that had like actual criticism? Is my like, okay, there we go. My mouse wasn't showing up. Okay, but so let me just show you. So they unlisted it. This video came out February 16th. There's 12,899 views. There's only 92 likes to over 2,700 dislikes. Let me take a look at the comments because I have a feeling they're going to disappear. I made it 11 seconds. Oh, let's go back to the top ones because those are funny. Okay. I'm sure these influencers' opinion on the trailer is not affected by them being invited by Amazon. The totally genuine reactions, inviting people to react to your marketing is such cringe. Hope this show fails and drag the studio to the depths of Moria. Seeing that Amazon has infinite money, they can just pump out and trash like this. We made a promise to ourselves at the beginning of the process. We weren't going to put any of our own politics, our messages, or our own themes into the movies. What we were trying to do was analyze what was important to Tolkien and try to honor that. In a way, we were trying to make these films for him, not for ourselves. Peter Jackson. Yeah, that's what I think. If you're adapting somebody else's material, I think that that's what everyone should do. And you wonder why. The Return of the King won 11 Oscars? Like, come on, total sweep. I did not expect this at all. This is them taking his stance and naming the video Superfans as if to mock the idea of a Tolkien reader. I really hope the characters in the show talk exactly like these superfans. That will complete the parody of the Rings of Power. Amazon is mocking millions of Lord of the Rings fans. It's so disgusting. It's sad how little respect they have for Tolkien and the art in general, with their top priority is slapping insane diversity and equity ideas everywhere, even if it means ruining well-written and beloved characters like Galadriel. It felt only natural to us that the adaptation of Tolkien's work would reflect what the world actually looks like. Lindsay Weber, EP, Amazon Lord of the Rings series, Vanity Fair. There are certainly themes Tolkien felt were important. We made a promise to ourselves at the beginning of the process. Oh, that's the Peter Jackson thing. Yeah, so that the difference. This should be like their pinned comment right here. But so you guys get the idea. People are fucking pissed. And here, let me this is in the description, but if you guys want to go through and read them for yourselves, there they are. I would recommend taking screenshots because I have a feeling that this is going to get taken down very, very soon. I just have that little inkling. Also, I just realized I have a couple super chats, so let me read them. Battleheim63, thank you. What I've seen so far reminds me of high production value of the Shannara attempt. And that was horrible. These CRT characters, excuse me, will be plot armored. Yeah, no shit. Let's see. Wicked Still, thank you for the member chat. Member for 21 months. Holy shit. Thank you, dude. Hey, Anna, love you and all your content. Oh, well, thank you, my dude. I appreciate that. You too. There we go. Also, guys, there's over 600 people here. Please smash the like button, please, and thank you. And now, it's time for this cancer to begin. Are you guys ready? Everyone ready? Oh, you know what? Let me put in my headphones so you don't have an echo. I don't think you should have an echo when I'm doing this, but who knows, right? Actually, let me just try it and see because I really don't want to wear headphones. Johnny718, bravo, thank you for the super chat. This show is going to be terrible. Happy Sunday. Well, thank you for the super chat. Happy Sunday to you as well. I really hope that, I really hope that they wouldn't be like this, but this is the way that it is. And yeah, so you guys ready for this? You guys ready for this hell? Because here we go.
Okay, take a breath. Something new would happen, and it was.
It's Middle Earth. There's never peace, right? If like Sauron is hot, I feel like people would go like, I can fix him.
Middle Earth, blah, 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 blah.
Think about that. If Sauron is hot, that's what these people want. Sauron being hot and Middle Earth being a nightclub.
Yo, this tune is banging.
Awestruck, mystified, and starstruck.
Wow.
Let's skip this part. Let's see. Don't want to watch the trailer thing.
My name's Mr. Islam. I'm so excited because Prime Video's new epic fantasy series, The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, just dropped with a teaser trailer, and I'm here with the Fellowship of Influencers, Chanel.
Fellowship of Influencers. And I'm sorry about this if you're British, but I can't stand some of these British accents, and it's like nail on a chalkboard to me. There's very few British accents that I like. Oh, there is an echo. Gosh, dang it. Okay, fine. Headphones it is. Sorry about that, guys. Here we go. Hopefully that fixes it. Let me see. Daniel, thank you. They have Spanish and German video. They are getting hit. Oh, really? I will go pull those up in a moment then. I'll look those up while this plays a little bit. The Crafty Hargok, thank you for the super chat. I was willing to be reasonable until I had to be unreasonable. Sometimes reasonable men do unreasonable things. Thank you for the super chat. The Physicality channel. Anna streams are so much better without dudes yelling over one another. Thanks. Yeah, let's you guys ready to get back into this?
Joel and Kelsey, how you guys doing?
Very excited
The hell?
after watching that.
Come on.
Very intrigued to just see everyone else's thoughts and just gather what we all think.
That's what we're here for. All right, 3 words to describe The Rings of Power teaser trailer. Go.
Okay, breathtaking. I literally didn't breathe. Exhilarating and intriguing.
I did notice that you weren't breathing.
Yeah,
I was gonna call first aid.
It was like I was trying, but every time I was like, okay, take a breath, something new would happen, and it was.
Literally like, and I was like, you could.
I wonder that I hate fake reactions. It drives me crazy.
Fall off your chair.
Joel, what about you?
Oh, I would say like expansive because
Yeah.
we're getting this like whole new look into the second age on screen, and it's gonna be so amazing. I also want to say representative because we're getting like more diversity within this series. Like we're seeing our first Black Elf, we're seeing the first Wolf, and
Diversity, guys, right? Expansion, right? But this guy, like, it's weird because halfway through he doesn't really know too much about Lord of the Rings, and then at the end he's like, oh yeah, I'm all about the lore. And it's like you haven't even read the books. But this is what they care about, guys. They don't care. None of them said continuity. None of them said being respectful to the source material. None of them said, oh, like it'll be so cool to see Tolkien's vision, you know, come to fruition and like see people really dive in and, you know, go deeper into what Tolkien wanted. No, it's diversity and inclusion. That's all they care about.
And I'm very looking forward to like looking at that. And then I guess like intriguing, because obviously this period of history within the Middle Earth is very rife with notions of the plot of like The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, and seeing how the Rings of Power are being forged.
Definitely more than 3 words.
Oh,
Thank you. I love it.
Thank you. I'm an over-explainer.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
I would say awestruck, mystified, and starstruck.
Wow.
Very strong words.
That is like the word for the next teaser trailer.
Yeah.
Just like,
Do you guys remember when like critics were actually critics, but instead now everyone is just like, oh, morals, fuck that. Dignity, fuck that. Give me the free like exclusivity deals. Give me the money, right? I mean, it's just, it gets worse. It gets worse. I'm trying to find that what you said, it was in German and whatnot. The Spanish and German video. I'm trying to find it. I don't know where it is.
like
Popping up
here.
with your name and the byline. So in the teaser trailer, and obviously with a lot of stuff that you've probably read about it, we're introduced to the first black elf. We're introduced to the first female dwarf. Now, diversity, especially on screen as an actor, means a lot to me, because growing up, I hardly had that, you know, watching TV and watching a lot of films and stuff. Never saw people of my color. So it's exciting to see that, you know, diversity.
I would just like to say then he hasn't watched very many movies. And that's not every single one of these people that like, oh, I didn't see anyone that looks like me. It's like, okay, so build a fucking bridge and get the fuck over it. Who the fuck cares? I think that's one of the beautiful things about, you know, seeing entertainment or, you know, getting touched by a story. It's looking and being able to relate with somebody that you have absolutely nothing in common with. I guarantee you will. I mean, okay, so I know that this is one of the most popular Disney movies, The Lion King. That's a bunch of fucking lions. Is anyone watching this live stream, anyone that bought that movie a fucking lion? No, it was humans watching it, but you can watch the fucking Lion King and relate to that, right? You can relate to being, you know, just somebody that all this shit happened to you and you're afraid of responsibilities like Simba. You can watch as Simba cries when Mufasa dies, right? And you see like a villain like Scar and manipulate his brother, backstab his brother, and then, you know, manipulate his nephew like that. I mean, every single person I know that watched that movie loves that damn movie, and none of them are complaining about diversity or inclusion. Oh, there was nobody in The Lion King that looks like me. It's like, well, then fucking good. I hope you don't look like a lion, because that'd be pretty fucking weird, unless you're that weird person that got all the surgery, right? To like change your fucking face. Like, come on. That's one of the best things about storytelling, is being able to or to see from a different person's a different point of view, right? And being able to see the world from another person's eyes, another walk of life, right? This guy's complaining. I'm just gonna guess, and now I could be wrong. He looks like he's got some kind of like Arab descent. I could be completely wrong, but just on my experience from drawing faces, that's the vibe that I get. And I would just like to say, oh, you didn't see anybody that looked like you? Aladdin? Did you not watch like Lawrence of Arabia? Did you not watch fucking movies? But I mean that is a problem, I think, is people don't watch movies, especially, and it's people that are this age, right? Because if you ask their parents, they will know. If you ask, it's unfortunate that people in my age group are so out of touch with reality in the world, and people even younger than me are even more out of touch. It's like, so go watch a fucking movie. If you're that like upset about there not being any diversity, it's like, well, then you haven't watched very much stuff, right? If you're complaining about that. I mean, I could sit here and say, well, you know, right back at you, dude. I haven't seen a movie of a girl that has, you know, a mother that's Scandinavian, a father that's Portuguese, and she has, you know, an eye issue. I haven't seen that movie. I haven't seen that actress out there. Does that fucking bother me? Absolutely not, because who the fuck cares? You know? Who the fuck cares? But if, excuse me, oh my goodness, I'm spending too much time with Brittany Whitney. Starting to burp now. I can't even make myself burp, so that was cool. Yeah, everyone's saying Slumdog Millionaire. Slumdog Millionaire is a fantastic movie, but that I think that takes place in India, right? Now, I mean, he could be Indian. I don't know. I just he looks Middle Eastern to me. The hell is that noise? But anyways, the point I'm trying to make is if all you can do is see the world through what color a person's skin is or what their ethnic background is, then I think that that's a you problem, and I think that's a very closed-minded and simple-minded way to look at the world. I mean, so my mother, blonde hair, piercing green eyes. My mom looks like Elsa from fucking Frozen, right? Her favorite Disney movie was Mulan. She absolutely loves Mulan. Does she look anything like Mulan? Absolutely fucking not. But my mom loved Mulan. I remember if I wanted my mom to watch a movie with me, I would have to turn on Mulan because my mom loved Mulan. That's a great fucking movie. And I'm talking about that Disney animated movie. And I mean, I can't even tell you how many times my mom's a big Kung Fu fan. Like she absolutely loved Jackie Chan movies. She loved Kung Fu movies. She loves Godzilla. Like my mom loves Asian movies. And so that's like what, if she got her turn to pick out a movie, like that's what my mom would watch. My mom loves those movies. Is my mom of Asian descent? Absolutely fucking not. I mean, my mom has a lot of mix of things, the main one being Scandinavian. But I mean, like, but if you only watch this stuff from your own like ethnic group, it's like, oh, so what? My mom's only allowed to watch like The Little Mermaid because she's from Denmark and my mother's grandmother was from Denmark. So it's like, okay, is that it? Again, that's very limiting. So by these people's definition or by these people's standards, you're only allowed to enjoy something that has people that look like you. Do you know how absolutely fucking insane that is? And it makes me think back to American history. And if you go down during like the civil rights era, and it's like, oh, only people that look like this can sit here. Only people that look like this can eat here, can drink out of this fountain. They're literally repeating those talking points, but they're twisting them to make about entertainment. That blows my fucking mind. It's like, how can you not see this? It's fine to say, hey, I think that this actress would be better as this character because I've seen them act, and yeah, maybe they have a personal preference of maybe they want to see somebody that looks like this. I mean, again, that's very limiting, but it's just to give an example, to play devil's advocate a little bit. Okay, so if you have an actor, actress that you love them and everything that they do, they're absolutely fantastic. You'll watch them in anything. Okay, so for example, like I really like Denzel Washington. I love his movies, at least the ones that I've seen, because I haven't seen all of them. I haven't seen his newer stuff because they look too depressing for me. But I think he's a fantastic actor. I think he's one of the best actors I've ever seen, and I think he's one of the best actors, to ever work in Hollywood, right? But there's some rules that he would be great, but he's probably not the best actor for that job, right? And maybe you're just, a big, well, what are they called? Stan now, so where you just stand certain actors and you want them to be in absolutely everything. But again, that's a little ignorant because you should take the time to think, well, is that person right for this part? And I think a really good example of that is when you actually go and so if you look at the auditions for Star Wars and you see that Kurt Russell auditioned for Star Wars, right? Well, yeah, Kurt Russell is a great actor and he was a really big star back then, but do you guys really think Kurt Russell would have been right to play Luke Skywalker? I mean, looking at things now, maybe, but I mean, we wouldn't have gotten Star Wars. It would have been a completely different movie if Kurt Russell would have gotten the part aside from Mark Hamill. So I mean, it is a little bit, it is a little bit different and a little tongue-in-cheek sometimes. But with what they're saying, it's like they're reading the talking cards. Like, this is what you have to push, and none of them are intelligent enough, or maybe they are intelligent enough, but none of them have the fucking balls to come out and say, hey, do you not realize that this sounds a little bit fucking racist, that the only thing that we care about is the color of people's skin? And I mean, it's fine. It's absolutely fine to have characters of different ethnicities, different backgrounds, different heritages. That is completely fine. But the way that they're doing it, they're not doing it as a respect to the source material. Heck, if they really care about that kind of stuff, why don't they actually go and look into other franchises that have diversity like that. So one of my favorite book series that I used to read as a kid was this book series called Pendragon. And so that's basically the one main character. His name is Bobby, and he finds out that he's a traveler. And so what that means is there's from each planet or each world, there's, you know, two travelers, obviously, you know, the master and apprentice type of thing. And so there's like a doorway on each world. There's a couple doorways, and they'll lead you to another world, right? And the only people that can use these doorways are the travelers. And he finds out that he's a traveler, and he goes with his uncle to this other world through the doorway. And unfortunately, his uncle passes away, but so he's got to rise to the occasion to fight the bad guy. That is, the bad guy finds like a cataclysmic event in each one of these worlds, and this bad guy can pick any time period, and the doorways will take you to that time period. And so the first other traveler that he meets is a girl and her mom, and they're both black, right? And they're from a desert planet. And so that's why everyone on their planet, you know, that there's some people with lighter skin, and those people live, you know, in the caverns, and you don't really see them. And the people that live on the surface, they all have dark skin. Okay, there's diversity for you right there. Heck, later on, you meet another traveler, and she's like a cat, like a humanoid cat person. So that series had diversity. And I mean, they could make a lot of fucking movies and a lot of television shows out of it, because there's like 13 fucking books that are all about that thick. And it's diversity done naturally. It's not trying to shoehorn things in. Each character looks a certain way for a reason. Heck, the traveler from First Earth is a black man as well, again. And it just blows my fucking mind that they're like, oh, let's take this IP that's popular and then let's fuck it up. And if you have any kind of criticism, you're a racist, even though if you actually listen to the words coming out of their mouth, I mean, if you want to see a racist or you want to see racist talking points, look in a fucking mirror, because that's where you're going to find it. And we're going to see this time and time again through this. And it just blows my mind how absolutely stupid these people are. Guys, there's over 700 people watching. Please smash the like button, please, and thank you, and get that up to 700 likes. I've seen a couple of super chats come in since I started my little rant there, which I apologize. I'll try not to interrupt this too much. Let's see. Most of our saying super chat. What happened to the Batman headphones, Anna? Oh, they're right here. They were right there. They were on my Baby Yoda. I think they fell behind him. So those ones, they kind of hurt my ears after a while. Like if I have them on for too long, because it's made for a kid, and so they fit my ears. But it's not. What is it? The round part of the headphones, it kind of squishes. And so if I listen to anything for more than 10 minutes, my ears just turn bright red because I start losing circulation. So I like them, and they're really good for like when I do videos and stuff. But if I'm going to be here for like an hour or two with those on, it does get a little bit painful. And also I just realized I thought that they were right there, but now they're usually on my Baby Yoda, but I moved them. Let's see. Night King 01, thank you, super chat. I watched it on Az's stream and couldn't take it. Oh, interesting. Bear Business 1, thank you, super chat. If Amazon's Lord of... Oh, damn it. My chat jumped. I apologize. If Amazon's Lord of the Rings has diversity and Baby Yoda, how would you feel? Well, that's just fucking stupid. Why would you put Baby Yoda in Lord of the Rings? Russell, thank you, super chat. The consensus that they want to make this the new Game of Thrones. Yeah, and they've hired people that did Game of Thrones to work on this show. That's what they want. Let me see. How funny it would be if Galadriel dies in the first season. That'd subvert our expectations. Well, yeah, that would. That also wouldn't make any sense. Let's see. The Physicality channel. Thank you, super chat. Video volume is too low. I have it maxed out, and then I have it turned all the way up. So I apologize. I guess I could just continuously talk over it. I don't know why it is so low. Was it too low for everyone else? Let's see. Put a 1 in the chat if this was too low, and a 2 if it's fine.
Stuff. Never saw people of my color, so it's exciting to see that, you know, diversity is being explored in the Rings of Power. What are your thoughts on the casting decisions?
I'm very excited.
It's too low for me. Like that's really low. 2, it's good. 1, it's not. Okay, I see more 2s than I see 1s. It's really quiet for me with these headphones. But I mean, I don't know. I see more 2s than 1s. So I would say the people with 1s, I mean, max out your volume is my turn up the video. I just showed you Apex Comics. It is turned all the way up. Like, I can't turn it up anymore. So yeah, I would just it's definitely quiet. Yeah, it is quiet for one of these videos. Also, guys, we're at 800 people watching. Please smash the like button, please, and thank you. I'm going to read a couple more super chats and then get back into this video. The Physicality channel, I think you're the one. AK Rex, what's up, dude? How you doing? Thanks for the super chat. Hey, Beauty, been a while. Been so busy and never caught your streams lately. I don't stream very much anymore, so that would be my bad there. I work as a chef at Japanese Korean Takeaway and studying to become ENG teacher for foreign languages right now, but feels good to catch up. Amazon Lord of the Rings puke. Yeah, no kidding. Well, good for you on all that, dude. Been waiting for you to post another dinosaur. Let's see. Bear Business 1, thank you for the super chat. There was no Asian-led movies until Shang-Chi. I know. It's like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon didn't exist. All of what's-his-face's Jackie Chan's movies didn't exist. Hero didn't exist. There's this actually one that Peaches was watching. I don't know if you guys know it. So it's Keanu Reeves is the bad guy in this movie, and he's like a billionaire, and he has these people fight to the death, and the main character is working with the police to try to expose all of these billionaires that are voting on people killing each other. Bruce Lee. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about Bruce Lee. I was thinking about Jet Li. But what do you guys know what movie I'm talking about? It was actually I didn't get to watch all of it. I was going, in and out when Peaches was watching it. But Keanu Reeves movie, I think it's all in Mandarin, and he's like the bat billionaire that's running this death chain. Do you guys know what movie I'm talking about? It's good. It's good. But I know that's the way that they would have you think about it. Borg, thanks for super chat. So I guess that Michael Jackson was the only person white and black people could see themselves as. Oh God, people should relate to characters regardless of race. Exactly. Man of Tai Chi. Is that the name of it? Man of Tai Chi. Yep. Okay. Yeah. That I didn't watch the whole thing, but again, Peaches was watching it, and that was good from what I saw. The last ending fight was like intense. Low, thank you for the super chat, even though you didn't say anything. Alfonso Mango, thank you for the super chat. That's a funny name. You're the best. Oh, well, thank you. You're the best too. Daniel, thank you for the super chat. I have the links for the German and Spanish. Can you please email them to me? My email address is thatstarwarsgirl@gmail.com. And we can attempt to EFAB that. Hopefully there is subtitles, because the only German word I know is Strasse. And the only reason I know that is because the GPS would yell at us when me and Peaches are driving through Switzerland and Germany. All right, cool. I think I'm all caught up in super chats. Thank you, everyone. I'm sorry I'm about to torture you. Let's get back into this. Look at she just looks dead inside. Look at her eyes. She does not fucking care. Neither does he. Like, their smiles don't match their eyes. Like, if you just, like, I wish I could just put my hand, put your hand over her mouth and just look at her eyes. It's like, I'm not, they're paying me, so I got to do this kind of thing. Same with him. It's like, they don't care. There's no real excitement here.
Excited for it, because Tolkien's work was always about being inclusive. I mean, we see it through the Fellowship, like a bunch of people from different backgrounds coming together in order to face a common enemy.
I hate his accent.
And just seeing the casting decisions is really, really exciting.
I hate British accents.
It's going to mean so much to, like, me personally, because it's getting that representation in Middle-earth. Young kids are going to...
Okay, so you see this? This is something that bothers me. Okay, so these are like super fans, right? Clearly I haven't read the books, but he just said, oh, Tolkien was all about, inclusion and diversity. Look at, like, even with the Fellowship, with all the different races there. And then he's like, oh, but it's so important now to have diversity. And so that way all these little kids can see that. It's like, didn't you just say that it had diversity and now you're backtracking? Oh, why is that? Oh, because your only concern is skin color. It doesn't matter that there's, a bunch of different races within Middle-earth, like elves, like dwarves, like hobbits, like wizards, like men and stuff like that, and orcs. right? And goblins. There's all these different types of, you know, humanoid creatures that live in Middle Earth that they all have to like co-inhabit together and coexist together. Okay, there he already said it's got diversity of different, you know, species, right? Oh, but that doesn't matter because they're not this skin color. So we got to do it again. It's like, yeah, so you literally just took all the points that you'd like, yeah, diversity, inclusion. Look at all of these diverse types of creatures that live in this world, and look at how Tolkien wrote a story that had them all have to work together to defeat the ultimate evil that was Sauron. But none of that matters now because none of them were this color on the color chart. You don't see what the problem is. It's like I can't really help you. Kung Fu Hot Dog, thank you for the super chat. Hi Anna, first super chat. Hate the super fan video. Galadriel is more than Laura Croft. You hate British accents. Wait until I tell Henry Cavill. I know. Here's the thing. I don't hate all British accents, but I specifically hate these ones. Okay, you know what? It drives me crazy when I hear people from London. Like there's a certain part of London that I just can't stand. I've noticed that like the more north you get in the UK, like the less intolerable it is for me. And that's one of Henry has a nicer accent, like I can deal with it kind of thing. But when he is playing Superman and he speaks with that American accent, I'm just like, ugh, droll. Right? I don't know. It's just, and you know, maybe it's part of the reason is because every single girl I went to college with or like high school with, because we're American and you don't really hear like foreign accents like that. So if you actually watch Love Actually, like the guy was spot on. The one that's like, dude, I'm just going to go fly somewhere in America and they're all going to fall in love with me because I have a British accent. That is fucking true to a T. You could get like the ugliest British dude and put him in a bar with a bunch of American chicks, they'll all fucking lose their mind. So that I think kind of irritates me with it. But also I don't find the sound as pleasant. Like there's some people that have like a British accent that I'm like, oh, that's very soothing, that's very pleasant. I've noticed that the older they are as well, like that helps with it. Like if you hear, like for example, Christopher Lee, his accent doesn't bother me at all. Ian McKellen, his accent doesn't bother me at all. Kate Blanchett, her accent doesn't bother me at all. Kate Winslet, her accent doesn't bother me at all. And maybe it's just like the new slang that younger people have and like the what is it? Not the diction, but the way that they speak now. I mean, my accent is terrible, so I'm not really one to judge. I mean, I shouldn't be one to judge, but I mean, I'm a human, so I do. I have a terrible, terrible, terrible Californian accent. I absolutely cannot stand listening to my voice. I can't stand listening to the playback of it. It's like nails on a chalkboard when I'm editing videos. And I just don't like my accent because I have a terrible Californian accent. And I think it's gotten significantly worse since I've lived in Southern California. But I mean, there's not much I can do. But I typically don't watch things that of girls that have the same accent as me. I usually listen to different. Now, I do have a little bit of a bias though. Like I love Spanish and like Mexican accents. Like I can listen to that all day. Maybe it's like the romance language aspect of it that it's like, oh my gosh, like I can listen to, you know, a man or woman talk or like read me the phone book if they have like a Spanish accent. Like I find it very pleasant and very soothing. But British accents, I'm like, ugh, nails on the chalkboard. But yeah, so, oh, Mr. Bond. No, James Bond is an exception. Again, I said like I said other generations, older generations, I like it. Like Pierce Brosnan sounds fine, but I mean, he's Irish. You get Sir Roger Moore. Very pleasant to listen to. Timothy Dalton, what a freaking hunk. Sean Connery, like I don't have a problem with those. I think it's more so like the new day and age, or at least the people that are here. And again, a lot of it is from London, a lot of the time. Anna, stop. I'm sorry. I went on a complete tangent. Mahler accent. Mahler doesn't sound, I mean, he sounds British. I mean, you could tell he's from the UK, but I've never heard anyone that speaks the way that he does. He has a very unique voice, but he has said that he like practiced at that a lot because he's Welsh. And so he doesn't sound Welsh. But yeah. But anyway, let's get back to this as that completely got derailed.
to see that on screen, and it's just going to be really nice for them to be like, oh hey, there's someone that looks just like me, being like an elf and a dwarf, and yeah, it just fills me with a lot of hope for like the future of the Rings of Power and seeing like much more diversity being included as well.
It's going to be inspiring.
See, you can only be excited if they look exactly like you, but hear that statement and then listen to them all talk about Galadriel. They like her because she is a great character, and they don't give two fucks that she doesn't look like them. I think that that's the ironic part, and that's how you know how fake this is, right?
Right, for the next generation.
Definitely.
What about you, Chanel?
In the original film series, which I absolutely adored, but there are not many women in it, and the three women who are in it never speak to one another. I don't really. So
I just realized that there's something weird with this chick's eyes. She had two different colored eyes. Let's see. Not this chick. The one white chick in the room. Let me see. Oh, see. Look at. She's. Oh, you know what? She's got a lazy eye. That's what it is. But this eye's green and this one looks brown. Oh my gosh. Do you guys see that? Am I crazy? I didn't notice this upon first viewing. I want to go look at that. I'm doing like an eye project. Bowie eyes. No, Bowie's eyes aren't like that. Bowie did not have a lazy eye. So Bowie got punched in the face when he was younger by a dude that was wearing a ring, and so his eye, his pupil was permanently dilated. But he had the same color eyes. People always get that messed up. But yeah, I didn't notice this until now. Now I can't unsee it. But I wonder what the story is. That this is the most intriguing thing about this video. Let's continue.
So it will be so cool to be able to see more female representation, to maybe see them actually interact with one another. I'm very excited to see it.
What about you, Kos?
It just makes me so excited for the next generation.
Are you guys ready for all the lesbian sex scenes in Lord of the Rings because all of the female interaction? Yay. Also, again, this just shows that they don't know anything about Lord of the Rings. That none of them read the books. That's another thing. I don't think anyone in this room has read the books. So Galadriel is actually Arwen's grandmother, and then Éowyn falls in love with Faramir. And I mean, she kind of I don't remember if she goes deaf completely. Again, it's been a long time since I read the books, but she does have like hearing loss because of the Nagul like screeching right in her face and like bursting her eardrums. And so it's like, I don't know. I mean, we didn't see Gandalf and Arwen have a conversation, right? There's plenty of characters that didn't have one-on-one scenes with one another, but is that the end of the world? I don't think so. Again, it's story. It's story-based.
Generation, because like as you said, like growing up, like I was still excited about being an elf or a hobbit and joining in with it, even though I wasn't represented.
No, she's got two different colored eyes. It's not lazy. That was just a bad shot. Did you see that? Look it. She's got a green eye and a brown eye. Oh my God. Again, this is the most fascinating thing of this whole who is this influencer, this super fan? I'm painting eyes right now, so I'm looking for projects. Glass eye, is it fake? No, I mean, people, what is it called? Like hypochondria? No, I'm not saying something. It starts with an H, but that's cool. This is the coolest thing about those videos. You get a chick with two different colored eyes. Wait, she legit has a glass eye. I don't know if that's a glass eye that looks real. They both look real. Oh, yeah. Heterochromia. There you go. That's cool. That's cool. Interesting.
Even though I wasn't represented, like even like my disability or my queerness wasn't represented, it just makes me so happy. It makes my heart warm.
Disability or queerness? Oh, so it is the eye. Sauron only had one eye. Can't you relate to him? Come on, he literally had one eyeball. Wait, disability? Give me a fucking break. What's his face? Fucking Bilbo is addicted to the evil from the ring. Fucking Gollum? You don't think that that's a disability? You don't think that having two different personalities brought upon by the addiction of pure fucking evil is a disability? Frodo got fucking stabbed and poisoned and, has to feel that pain. The ghosts that are trapped in the mountain that are fucking dead, that can't go that can't go and be at peace and die and go to heaven or hell? You don't think that that's a disability and having to be at the will of whoever holds the sword that's the heir, Isildur's heir? You don't think being stuck, tied to a fucking ring for your life source and being an eyeball on a fucking mountain, you don't think that that's a disability? And don't give me shit that nobody looked like her in the fucking movie. Everyone fucking looked like her. She looks like all the hobbits. She looks like Frodo, right? Just give her a little bit more curly hair. Yeah, the orcs. I know. Did you not see the orcs? What's his name in the fucking Return of the King with like the big face? Oh my god. I'm highlighting this chat because I think it's more than shallowness to see only people that look like yourself. Ideals already transcend the mortal, and they call themselves progressive. I know. Like, wait, or queerness. Like that was one thing that she pointed out. Here's my thing. Why are you assuming their sexuality? Because I'm pretty sure if Frodo said Gollum, I'll let you hold the ring for 5 minutes if you suck my dick, I'm pretty sure Gollum would do it. Why are you assuming their sexuality? Why are you assuming their sexual orientation? You know how they use that on Twitter? It's like, did you just, whatchamacallit, my pronouns? Did you just, blah, blah, blah. Did you just assume my gender? Did you just assume my sexual orientation? Because that's exactly what she did. Like, who the fuck knows? Like, I don't really care about who's sleeping with who and whatnot. Frodo doesn't have any romantic interest. Heck, for all we know, he could have liked, I feel like the only time you get to see, like, him enthralled by a woman is with Galadriel, but I think that's more of, like, the mysticism and, like, the fear and, like, the intrigue of her. But, I mean, come on. You're making those assumptions. And wait, did she just spoil it? Is there going to be, like, gay characters in this now, too? Again, it's like, everything that they're complaining about is so fucking invalid and so just skin deep. It's like, why can't you get, if you're gonna have people and do this whole promo, why don't you get people that, are intellectually intriguing to listen to and intelligent, right? Because couldn't you imagine if they just got like a board of all the Tolkien professors and they just all, had, maybe not even a debate, but kind of like a talking session, kind of like they do panels at like conventions and stuff, and just being like, well, yeah, here's this interesting aspect of this time period because I'm an expert. And I know that they're only allowed to use, like the little notations from, the books, and they're not actually allowed to dig into these other things. So why don't they have all of these experts talk about it and all these things that could happen? And then I'm assuming that they don't have any ideas because this is all that they like to bank on is the diversity and inclusion aspect of it. Okay, so get a bunch of experts that know exactly what they're talking about and have them have an intellectual discussion about all of the possibilities and all the things that they can explore, and have the showrunners sit there and take fucking notes and then see what everyone's response is in the comments, see what people like the most, and maybe make that fucking happen. I don't know. Aside from having 3 people that are maybe not even over the age of 25 that haven't even read the books sit there and talk about diversity and inclusion and contradict themselves. Literally, she's complaining about there not being disabled characters and queer characters when it's like, well, one, you don't fucking know anyone's sexuality in the fucking movies except for fucking Aragorn and Eowyn and Arwen, right? You don't really know their sexuality. Galadriel has a husband, right? You know that Elrond has a wife. You know Theoden had a wife, right? Okay, so, or no, not Theoden. Excuse me. Did I say Elrond? What's his face? What's the other dude's name? The Stewart guy that's like the dad. That's the dick dad that hates Faramir but loves Boromir. What the fuck is his name? I'm terrible with names. What is his name? Stewart of Gondor. No, I know it. Denethor. Fuck, yes, there you go. Okay, he had a wife. So everyone that basically procreated had a wife or had a significant other because they have spawn, right? And obviously Sam likes Rosie and whatnot. But it's like, you're literally assuming there's a lot of fucking characters you got to introduce to. How the fuck do you know that all those orcs weren't fucking each other, right? And I don't really want to think about that, but you never know. I mean, the way that he looked at Frodo was like, ooh, meat, right? He could have like, I don't know, he could be into like cannibalism, and that could be like he's getting off to it as well as eating the hobbits and whatnot. Like, come on. Oh, and then the one creepy guy, Wormtongue, right? He's into Aowen too. Okay, so there's a few characters, and I had to think about these, right? They're like popping in my mind as I'm speaking, but literally, these people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And everything that they're complaining about, they contradict over and over again, either with their lack of, knowledge on the subject that they're actually talking about, or with their actual words, like him. Oh yeah, Tolkien was all about diversity and inclusion, but I'm so glad we're finally getting diversity and inclusion. It's like, God, you guys are fucking stupid, man. This blows my mind. Night King 01, thank you for the super chat. It says message detracted, so I apologize for that. I don't know what happened. YouTube is kind of a cunty about that kind of stuff. Philip Dexter, thank you for the super chat. What boots do you wear for your Harley Quinn cosplay? Well, you will have to watch that video when I finally make it, because then it'll be in there. Night King 01, thank you for the super chat. His name is Gothmag, Orc Lieutenant of Mordor. Yeah, I just say the dude with the orc with the fucked up face. I won't remember names. I'm so bad with names. And just so everyone knows, I have read all of these books, by the way. I've listened to the audiobooks. It's been quite a number of years because I do get a little bit depressed when I do read them and stuff, because it's like the one like movie franchise that we would all watch together as a family, and I come from a broken family, and now it's even more depressing with like all the deaths that's happened. So as much as I love it, I have to take it in small doses. I'm human. I apologize. If you want somebody that's more like spruced up on this kind of things, I would recommend, watching when Jessie streams and asking her, because she is like, we were just having lunch yesterday and she's like an encyclopedia on this stuff. So I would recommend like watching, and I have thought about it. Even the Silmarillion. Yes. I think I had to write a report on it a couple of times, but again, it's been a long time. I did a video recently where I did a breakdown of the new anime that they're doing with the Lord of the Rings story, and so that obviously they're pulling a lot from the Silmarillion, and so I did do a little breakdown. Now, take in mind, it's been a while since I read it, so my little explanation, I'm like, this is like, I got it, I know what happens, but like articulating it was kind of I think you'll find it amusing, but that's just me. Let me see. AK Rex, thank you for I read that one. Sorry about that. Stuart Marcus, thank you for super chat. Anna, will you ever play SWTOR on your Twitch? Probably. I probably will. Let's see. All right, let's get back into this.
Like, gonna be seeing younger people.
Literally. The Rings of Power is the reason why the four of us are sitting here today.
Literally.
And it's like, we probably wouldn't have if the series wasn't being made.
Like you said, it really is a true meaning of fellowship.
Yeah, we're a fellowship.
Yeah.
Guys. So from the teaser trailer, what intrigued you the most?
Rings happening or like being formed?
In the lore, like Sauron basically like helps forge the rings, and so I think they start making like some initial rings that like don't have much power. So
the way you describe it sounds like Sauron's in like a ring store. Like, I'm a size
I think it's like the way you describe it. They have not read the books. They haven't. They've only seen the movies.
One doesn't fit. For me as well, like the one thing that I spotted from the trailer was just like how expansive of a look we're gonna get towards like the second age. It's been not previously like very much touched upon, and so I'm very excited to see how Prime Video like takes it and just shows us this whole kind of new look at Middle Earth.
Yeah. Watching the trailer,
like I say, new look. It looks like a cheaper made version of The Hobbit, honestly. In my opinion. God, we're not even halfway through this. I apologize, everyone.
And trying to work out, right, where are we here? The locations and the sets is all very exciting. So just trying to theorize what we're going to see in the series, because there's still so much we don't know.
I also want to know why they were fighting. Who's fighting? Why are they fighting?
Literally.
Where are we?
Like, it's like, where are we? Who are they fighting? What are they fighting? It's like, well, if you read it, you would know. right? If you read any of this, you would know. If you read the appendices, if you read the Silmarillion, if you read any of other of Tolkien's stories, heck, you don't even have to read it. All of these guys are doing this for audio or for Amazon. Okay, Amazon owns Audible. They're all on fucking audiobooks. Heck, you can listen to Christopher Lee read them. Like, come on. Nice pause. Thanks. This is scripted. I know it's terrible.
Who are they? What's going on?
I mean, it's not made worth without a bit of beef. All right, let's talk main characters. Give me your theories of who you might have seen in the teaser trailer.
I've seen a lot of talking about my girl Galadriel.
Yeah, I love Galadriel.
That part in the trailer when she come around waterfall with the knife and like.
Yes.
I'm already obsessed. I'm already obsessed.
The way we've seen her in the movies, she's been very like flowy.
Remember how I told you guys they all care about diversity and inclusion, but then they all go fucking crazy for Galadriel? Oh, why? Is it because she's a good character? Oh, is that because she was well written and you can relate and love this character even if she looks nothing fucking like you? Wow, mind fucking blown, right? None of them are talking about the other characters. They're all fucking talking about Galadriel. Crazy, right? Anyways, let me read this super chat real fast. Night King, thank you for super chat. He helped forge the rings. Celeboromor forges the rings, and Dayton forged the one ring in secret. If someone said Celeborn, they'd say, "Who's that?" Exactly, because they haven't read the books. They watched the movie. His little explanation of the rings is from the beginning of the Fellowship of the Ring, when Galadriel is giving the little breakdown of, oh yeah, there was all these rings that were forged, but there was another that was hidden, the one ring to rule them all. And so that's why he thinks that. Makes me so angry. Try not to get too angry. Night King, thank you for the super chat. Sauron, not Dayton. Dayton, spell check. I know. I feel like I've been debating on this. You guys can tell me if you want me to do this or not. I was debating on anytime they do one of these stupid videos is getting my Lord of the Rings book out and reading the chapter out to everyone. I mean, I'm dyslexic, so I don't think that it might be the best idea. But I'm still, I don't know. I feel like that would work better, but I don't know. Lord of the Wokes, no freaking kidding. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
She's not doing much. And this time she's full on.
Because we are so far in the past, and I'm so excited to just see this younger version of her. And there's so much.
Who knows, man? She would have gone to school. Galadriel, you're in detention. No magic in the.
Why are any of these people here? Does anybody know who these people are? Does anybody care about anything that these people have to say? Because that's another thing. It's why would you when somebody's like, oh, well, this is my opinion, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, why should I care what your opinion is? You know? Who are you? Who are any of these people? I don't know. Is this Tolkien's great-great-granddaughter? Is this, did his dad work on, the publishing of it? Or, work in the production of the original Lord of the Rings movies or something like that? Did any of these people? Why should we give a shit about anything that these people have to say? Why are these people here? I don't know.
Class.
I mean, I want her dagger. It looks
very cool.
Stunning and beautiful, and I
might
want
have to fight for it, man, because she looks good at that.
She would kill me. I'm definitely excited to see this kind of younger and maybe more inexperienced Galadriel, and just see kind of how how we see through the rings of power, how the experiences will shape her.
I want to know whose the hand was at the end.
Yeah, that was
Hobbit.
interesting because it was a little hand. I think that was a
The
Hobbit.
Hobbit. I'm all about hobbits, as you can tell.
Yeah, she's wearing that because she knew she was doing this. But I'm all about hobbits. Well, if you were all about hobbits, then you would respect their history and you would know that they didn't do anything of note until the Third Age. So this oh yeah, I'm so excited about hobbits. It's well, I like hobbits too. I mean, heck, I tell everyone I am a hobbit because I basically am. But it's come on. This is painful.
I wonder any theories on who the Hobbit might be, if it is a Hobbit. Is it a young Smeagol?
Maybe like some ancestor of the Baggins or something.
Yeah.
Always those Bagginses getting into trouble.
They should never have left the Shire.
I disagree.
And now they don't know any of the history of the Baggins either. Again, I was just having lunch with like Jessie from Mindless Entertainment and Kelly. She's a Jedi Bunny here on YouTube, and we were talking about this and like just like delving into like the ancestry of Frodo and why he is the way that he is. Because if you like know anything about like the certain like Hobbit families and stuff like that, and like why they have certain like personality traits and like these different types of hobbits, it was just like just our conversation. I had this like little like epiphany in the middle of it, and I'm just like, it's sad that we're having a conversation here at like this, like just having lunch, and I guarantee you we put more thought into this than anyone that is promoting or working on this show. Let's continue.
We wouldn't have a whole thing if they didn't leave.
That's true. That's very true.
I just love the fact that we're touching upon the second age of Middle-earth, because it's really one of the times where a lot of like the underlaying kind of plot threads of the Lord of the Rings comes into things. And so we get to see like the rings, hopefully we'll see the Rings of Power being forged. We get to see Sauron potentially.
That's the thing, 'cause in the original Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring, we saw Sauron battling, the armies, and Isildur cut his finger off. But that was so brief, and you don't really get to see Sauron in his prime.
Which is what's so exciting about it.
So brief, you don't even get to see Sauron in a frame. Did you miss the big fucking shot of him with the fucking ring and then him getting stabbed and dying? Like, give me a fucking break, dude. You get to see his eye. Like, it doesn't. This hurts my head.
This because we get to see him be very like deceitful, hopefully, because during this era he does do a lot of like corruption and manipulation.
We love our origin story, like gatekeep, girl boss. I love that we're going so far back. Especially, I think there's something very cool with prequels in the way that they can make you love the things you already love even more. So the fact that we're going to be seeing things that are potentially going to make us love the Hobbit films and the Lord of the Rings films and potentially the books as well.
So last night we had our own little Middle-earth experience.
We did.
Yo, how did it feel?
Like, it was such a good time, honestly.
This is the happiest they've been, is talking about their experience, because they got a free trip. That's it. That's all these people care about, is the free access, the free exclusivity, the free stuff, the free events that they get to go to. That's all they care about. Look at how happy they are.
And the venue and everything, it just looked the part. It was incredible. And
Oh, look, but also, like, look, they have a little castle with the Amazon thing on it. Hey, I wonder where that $435 million was going to. Was it going to the actual show, or was it going to build Jeff Bezos's castles and event areas for people? I wonder.
I was so happy to get to share it with you guys, like our own little fellowship.
Oh, it was amazing. Like, I felt like I really got to like step into another world, and then Kelsey and I for like most of the evening were just like dancing like hobbits in like our little blankets.
You had your blankets around like Frodo, and like you're just like spinning around.
This is the happiest they've been, is talking about this. Oh, this is painful.
I can't say that the moves are incredible, but the enthusiasm is certainly there.
It was very fun, and it was just nice to like get to like be with everyone and then like all sit together and react to the trailer.
If Middle-earth had like a club,
that was it.
That was it. That Gandalf and Saruman probably link up.
Is the right word for this like vapid? This is so superficial, and it just shows you everything that's wrong with the world today. It makes me depressed.
Yo, this tune is banging.
I just felt like a giant kid again.
Yeah.
Like, if childhood me could see this moment in my life, they would be like, wow.
Yeah, it is
How
crazy.
you made it to Middle-earth?
And like walking through the firing, it was so cool. And the cocktails were very nice.
While we were waiting for like the trailer to play, the music was also playing. It was we were very much looking like New York Fashion
We were
Week.
sat in the front row, and it's the music that...
See, that's all they care. And that's all they care about. They care about going to the party, guys. It's all about going to the party. It's all about saying what we need to say so we can get to go to that party and this party and we can get the exclusivity. That's all they fucking care about. Oh my god, it was like New York Fashion Week and it was so like fab, and I don't know British terminology or British slang, but oh my god, we were at like New York Fashion Week, but it was with the Hobbit and we had these like little blankets that we wore as capes, and then we all sat there, and you like how earlier when they showed you the shot, it was all split out because of COVID, and then now we're all like crammed together. We're all sitting right there, and we're all going to watch this trailer together in this Amazon palace, guys. Oh my gosh, it was absolutely fabulous. There you go. There's my terrible British accent. This is so fake.
It was playing. We were like, oh, we're gonna get a fashion show.
I remember putting out my phone. I was like, "Yeah, it's Radio Lord of the Rings. Let's go. It's about to get lit like Mordor.
Going down to Hobbit.
I know you guys are selfie holics, right? What was the best picture you took of the night?
My favorite picture I got was actually a picture you tried to take outside the castle, and it
Wait,
looks,
what happened? What happened?
It looks so cursed. It looks so cursed. We tried to take it with flash, and I just look like I'm haunting the castle.
You can see like the Prime like video truck there. Or is that like a booth or something?
Castle.
Was it that bad?
It was just so funny. I looked at the phone and I was like, oh no.
That's the vibe I want to bring to everybody.
Ghost, yeah, ghost.
I know I'm
Haunted.
a mystical, like, unknown creature.
Like Sauron's daughter or something.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah.
All right, I want to hear your fan theories.
I feel like we're going.
I need to take a break. I'm going to read some of these super chats. Burning Wolf, thank you for super chat. Common interest creates and maintains fandoms, not diversity in politics, which creates division. Activists pretending to be fans and content creators. Exactly. Irish hashtag Major Tom. Hey, Anna, have you heard that Sam Maggs, the feminist writer that was hired for SWTOR remake, I think you mean KOTOR remake, was recently quit/fired? I did hear about that, but I didn't see any actual evidence for that. So I am a little bit skeptical considering who was the one that was reporting on it. Let's see. Andrew Matthews, thank you, and potentially the book. OMG, I know it's painful. All right, we're almost done, guys. We're almost done.
Gonna see some early ruminations of like the rings of power being forged, because during the Second Age, this is where like Sauron comes in and he's like, "Yo, I'm gonna teach."
He's like, "Yo,
I'm gonna teach.
I'm gonna make a ring right now."
I'm gonna teach how to make some rings.
I feel like there needs to be a reason for the rings to be made, right? So obviously with the wars happening, and then like, oh,
This guy doesn't know anything about Lord of the Rings.
What was the reason?
Sauron wanted to corrupt people.
Corrupt and control.
And plus, if we had that all like straight away, we need season 2, multiple seasons, you know.
Do you think we're gonna see another side of Sauron?
Yes.
Like maybe he falls in love. Maybe there's a reason.
Oh God. I think thank you. I think I just saw your email for the. Oh God, we're gonna have to listen to this in German and in Spanish. So I'll shut up. Let me see if there's subtitles. Let's finish powering through this. Oh God.
Every villain's a hero in his own
I
story,
think
right?
we're gonna find out more.
People are gonna fall in love with him and be like, I can change him.
That's another big problem. All of the fucking Raylos are gonna be like, "Oh my God, Sauron! I want to suck his dick." And they're all laughing about it. They're all happy. It's like, no, do you not see that, like, somebody that's, if you got a fetish about that, I think you probably should see a psychiatrist. Just my 2 cents. Longevity thing is, which wrist watches are Swiss witch watches? I did not say that correctly. Thank you for the little tongue twister there. All right, we're almost done, and then we're gonna have to watch it in German and in Spanish. Here we go.
We all love a bad boy, don't
Do
we?
you have any predictions of what's gonna happen in the series when September 2nd drops?
Ooh.
I just want to see Galadriel, basically the story of getting that dagger. I'm obsessed with that dagger too.
I feel like there's gonna be a bit of romance. There's always romance amongst the elves and it's like you can't be with him.
Wow.
Why not? He's my ex.
Always.
I saw there's like a human and an elf in like a forbidden romance kind of thing, and like during this period, like humans and elves weren't really getting along, and so I think that's where some of the conflict might be coming in.
Yes, the fighting.
Yeah, a lot of stroking of the ears. Yellow elf ears. Right, I need a reason to tell everyone watching why they should watch the teaser trailer.
Galadriel, like.
Oh! If you're a lore buff like me, I think it will be really interesting to see this kind of expansive look at Middle Earth.
Nice.
If you just have a moment to just be a kid again and be in wonder and awe, just take that moment. I think we all need it.
You're just gonna be transported to another world, and you're just gonna.
You like that? They're like, oh, what are you excited about? Galadriel, right? Not the diversity, not the inclusion. Galadriel is what the poll is, and then a bunch of other fake shit. We're almost
Forget
done.
your own for the whole time you're gonna watch it.
From that teaser, I have no doubt is going to be epic.
Special thank you to my guest.
Of course you think it's going to be epic. You got to go to a castle. You got to go to a party. You're getting paid. You're getting free trips. You're getting this exclusivity deal with like Amazon Prime to talk about this. It is so fucking fake. Oh my God. No wonder it's gotten ratio. There's like 3 seconds left. Let's power
That's
through.
the Fellowship of Influencers, Chanel, Joe, and Kelsey. Thank you for joining me. Let's do this together, right? Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power drops when?
September
2nd. Check out the teaser trailer. The link is below.
I hate this. I hate this. Yeah, I didn't dislike it before, but I'm going to dislike it now. I haven't done this, so hopefully this video is not taken down, but I'm going to update. Let's see.
Every time I was like, AK,
shut up. All right, update again. Oh, wow, even more. 95 to 3.1K dislikes. Yeah, this was a fucking disgrace. That was like cancer, guys. What do you guys think of this trailer? I'm going to give you guys a minute to the chat to catch up, and I'll see what you guys are saying. Jesus. Let me see. Her and the Steadfast, thank you for the $10 Canadian super chat. I watched the Wrong Wing Not live reaction trailer. They had such a difficult time trying to find anything positive to say. First few people just spoke word salad. Well, that's kind of what this is. This is all word salad, right? They don't actually care about anything. They just care about their exclusivity deal. They just care about going to the castle, the Amazon castle, and watching it, right? That's all they care about. They don't actually care about any of these characters. And the ones that they do like are the ones that are the exact opposite of what they're claiming that they want, right? It blows my mind how ignorant and how vapid people are nowadays. Maximus Timius, thank you, super chat. This video is worse than Jenny Nicholson review of the Joker. I'll give it, this one is shorter than that, but that, I don't know, they're both pretty bad. Russell, thank you for the super chat. So as it stands, you're not looking forward to this and don't want them to add nudity and or hardcore sex scenes with Galadriel, right? Is that correct? Russell, I'm not looking forward to it, and I do not want them to turn it into Game of Thrones, and I definitely do not need to see any type of sex scenes in Lord of the Rings. This isn't Game of Thrones. Patrick T, thank you for that. I think there will be a mountain of complaining up to September 2nd. I know. Up to September 2nd. I think that there are, I think people have every right to complain about certain things, like watching this video. I mean, that was shit. And the things that they said, it's like, again, they're being hypocrites about it. It would be different if it was just, hey, we have different opinions on these things and like maybe the interpretation of it, but they don't even care about it. They don't actually care about things within the universe. They don't care about what Tolkien created. They don't care about the story that Tolkien was trying to tell. They care about taking something that somebody else created and twisting it to fit their own little vapid interpretation of how they think the world should be, and being completely, rejective of any type of criticism and any type of valid criticism. Heck, you can even show them passages from the book and they don't care. Russell, I think it should be that. What if they bring in Henry Cavill as Celeborn? They won't, so I don't have to worry about that. But thank you for the super chat. Earl Whitworth, thank you for the super chat. Have you ever seen a GIMP in real life before? Unfortunately, yes, because I lived in San Francisco. It was kind of disturbing. Let's see. Night King, you missed my last 2 super chats. So I see them on here, but it says message retracted, Night King. So I don't know what you said. I see you sent one for $4.99 and it says message retracted. And then there's another one for $4.99. Let's see. And it says message retracted. So I don't know. You're on, and all the other ones too, like, right. You sent one for $4.99. It says message retracted. You sent one for $1.99, message retracted. And then another one for $1.99. Like, all of your messages, Night King, say message retracted. So I don't know what's going on. But I caught that one, but I guarantee you now that I've read it, it'll say message retracted. So I apologize for that. I don't know what you were trying to say. If you want to tell me in the regular chat, I'll try to see it and highlight it. But so yeah, so I pulled up these other videos with let me see if there's been any new. Let's see. You wonder why they unlisted this video, right? Even fans, let alone super fans, they were vapid. Don't seem to know anything about Lord of the Rings. Influencer signed up for a free trip and a party. Yeah, no kidding. That's kind of what I said. Let's see. Unlisted. I wonder why. Yeah. So this was a shit show, right? But here I have the what should we call it? Let me stop screen sharing. I have the Spanish one pulled up. The German one didn't have English subtitles, so I might just have to read this. Which will probably not be the best. But so, yeah, I have the English subtitles on. I don't speak Spanish. I have a very limited amount of Spanish knowledge, so I apologize for that. Let's see. Oh, see, Night King, it says message retracted on your super chat. I don't know what's going on. Like, it's up here on my screen, but in my other little screen, it says message retracted. I don't know what's going on. Earl Whitmore, thank you for the super chat. Wait, really? They were in a full GIMP outfit? Yes, unfortunately. Google Folsom Street Fair, San Francisco, and you'll see what I mean. My friend was like, hey, Anna, let's go here. I was like, oh, yeah, what is it? They're like, oh, it's a fair. And I was like, okay. And I saw things I can't unsee. But, yeah, let's see. Okay. All right. Again, it's in Spanish. I have the subtitles, so I'm going to have to, like, read it.
Hola, amigos, amigas, ¿cómo estáis? Mira que elenco.
No, pause. Why is it not on? Okay, there we go.
Tenemos aquí guapísimo.
Hello, friends. How are you? Look at what handsome Lanco we have here.
El teaser trailer de El Señor de los Anillos, Los Anillos de Poder, y vamos a analizarlo porque es lo que...
She's not speaking?
La charletera.
It's not doing it.
Nunca te has preguntado.
Ah.
Mucho la prota, o sea, que
okay.
Ella es.
All right. I don't speak Spanish. So I'm not going to know anything that they're saying. The German one was kind of the same thing. Yeah, I don't know. But the ratio on here is it's almost there. I can't like it or dislike it because I don't know what the hell they're saying. Let me grab the German one, which I already know what you guys are going to say about this. So again, I don't speak German. So I don't know if I'm going to be the best. This is the German one. So the German one is ratioed. I don't know what it says though. So let's see if they have English subtitles. Auto translate. They have English on here. Okay. As Hobbit, that's all he's magical. And anyway, I talked to you, said you told the story from your perspective, then
Hast du dich nie gefragt?
The game, what's up, welcome, we're cool discussing, talking Julian membership application. This is the terrible. And you're all right here, I guess, very strong. That's what we've seen now about rights. That's that's all about right here, guest from the study. This is terrible. Oh my God, we lost like 100 people from me doing this. I'm just gonna take that down. So those are not good. But yeah, that was not a a good little translation that they have there. So yeah, so let's just do a recap of that original video that I watched. It was absolute shit. All the people on it obviously don't know anything about Lord of the Rings. They've never read the books. All of their references were coming from the film, and I feel like they might have all just watched the Fellowship of the Ring as a little recap, because of Galadriel's little like background. You know, when she's like telling you about the world in the very beginning of the Fellowship of the Ring and about the rings and what they are, and you know, why the Ring of Power is so evil and why they need to destroy it and stuff like that. So they just, I feel like that's what most of the people on that, I mean, mostly all of them, let me just say that. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They don't know anything about Lord of the Rings. And so those are the people that you got as your big fans to go and do this whole promo. Again, influencers, okay, I'm sorry, but most people know who influencers are. I don't know who the fuck any of those people were. Did any of you guys know who they were? Let me see if I can pull that up again. Does it have their names? Does it have their links? Because I don't know who the fuck they are. No, it doesn't. It doesn't have any of their links. Okay, so Misha is, I don't even know how to say these names. Okay, I'm gonna pull them up and see if we can find who the hell these people are. Okay, so that's the host. He has a Wikipedia about him. So I guess he's kind of famous. I don't know who the hell he is. I'm just going to pull all of them up and then I'll share with you guys my... actually, I'll just share it now. Okay. So here we go. I'm just copy and pasting. Let's see. Who is this? Okay, so this is, I'm assuming, one of the girls. Oh, the TikTok person. Okay. Oh, yeah, so this is the one girl. Okay, so she's got 245K followers on Instagram. I don't know anything about her. Oh, is this the One Ring event that she went to? Let's see if we can find anything else. Okay, so this is it. This is all she wanted to do. She wants to go take pictures at the castle. It's just a little event. Also, you can get these blankets at IKEA. Just noticed that. Okay, what does this say? Paid partnership. Look at that. It says that right there on her Instagram. Paid partnership. Of course she's going to give it stunning and brave reviews. Let's see. Did she tag any of these people? I can just click on them. Is this the Kelsey chick? Yeah, it is. Oh, yeah. See, look at her eyes. Ah! Look at that. Okay. Ah! Oh, my God. Okay. I see what you mean. Oh, my God. It is a glass eye. There are fake eyes. Okay, that's cool, but seeing it without the... Oh, my gosh. Okay, so she's got 152K followers on Instagram. She's an actor, dancer, and creator. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Did the other guy comment on here? Is this the other guy? Who's this? This is the host. 74K followers on Instagram. All right, cool. If you guys want exclusive deals, just get a lot of followers on Instagram is basically what I'm seeing. Where's the other dude? Is he even tagged in here? Should tag him. Let's see. I don't know. What was that guy's name? Joel. I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry. Okay. This is the Jewel guy. Oh, look, I'm not blocked. Hey, I have more followers than him on Twitter. Do I get exclusive deals? No, I won't because they'll get kind of pissed off at me. Okay, so he's got a couple Instagrams. Let's see. What's his Instagram? Okay, he's got 2,000 followers on Instagram. I think this is his art Instagram. 32.9K followers on Instagrams. Apparently, he's got a YouTube channel. What is his YouTube channel? By the way, don't bother any of these people. I have more followers than him on freaking... This is the guy, really? Look, they're all... oh my gosh. Okay, this is the guy. This is one of the guys that they got, guys. All right. Cool. Cool. Please do not bother any of these people. I just wanted to go see how much of an influencer they actually were. Because those are the people that they chose to give all these exclusivity deals to for the Lord of the Rings. Isn't that great? Great. That's really telling. Again, instead of getting like actual Tolkien experts to talk about this and have a compelling conversation about what could possibly happen during this era of, you know, the Lord of the Rings and like the Tolkien universe and stuff like that, they had, oh my god, I'm so excited about diversity, and oh my god, we got to go to that castle and we got to have these blankets, and oh my god, I didn't breathe the entire time because Galadriel was up on the screen, and even though I spent the entire time talking about diversity and inclusion and then proving how it already was that, but I only care about skin color because I'm so skin deep and I only can see people that look exactly like me, even though my favorite character looks nothing like me. Oh my god. Ah! Jesus Christ. That hurt my head a little bit to do. Yeah, that's what we got. That's what we got instead of an intelligent, compelling conversation. I don't know if you guys know about this YouTube channel. I'm gonna post it. Let me get it pulled up here. So I think it's called Sigma University, and an actual Lord of the Rings, like a Tolkien professor, he does live streams and he does like intense like lessons and breakdowns of like Lord of the Rings. So let me get that. Here. I like watching his live streams, and you can ask questions sometimes and he'll answer them. I think I typed it wrong. Oh, here we go. Here's a playlist for you guys. British Anna over California accent. Oh no! My Californian accent is that bad? You guys like my fake British accent better? Okay, here is the link if you guys want to go see like the Tolkien professor and him like break down. Sometimes he does like chapters, other times he does like themes. Okay, so I pronounced it wrong. It's called Signum University, and there's the Tolkien professor is the one that runs it, and he does like lessons. And so I just posted the there's about 218 videos, and so let me it is a like a class type of setup the way that he does it, and I think that's because he was still teaching like during COVID, and so he had to put all of his lessons on YouTube, so the comments are turned off. So it's not very helpful if you want to find like a certain section of like a video or like a lesson, or if you want to ask questions. What the hell? What just happened? Go back. I'm trying to get the channel for you. Okay, here we go. Let me share this screen. So if you guys want a good Lord of the Rings channel to follow, this one is very good. Let me put the link there as well. The Physicality channel, thank you for gesturing and movement explores you down from 240 to 144. Gosh damn it. Well, shit. Fuck, I'm sorry. That sucks. I don't know what else to do, what else to say about that, but it is what it is. Well, I think I talked about everything that I wanted to talk about, guys. I did the little breakdown of that video, and we kind of had a fun live stream. Thank you, guys. I got over 1,100 likes, so I appreciate it. Thank you to everyone that sent in super chats. I appreciate it. Earl Wentworth, thank you for super chat. Imagine you went to a fair and whipped a gimp. Oh no, that's just disturbing. Let me see. Let's Jacob M. Anna, did you see the IGN video with the Tolkien expert fake smiling, lying about the lore, and chilling his way through the entire video? It was pathetic. I think I did. Let me see. Let's see. Let's see if we're talking about the same one. My internet, you see how slow it is? Pause because it's going to start playing. That's the Halo one. Where's the let's see. Elden Rings. Gosh, they put out so much content every fucking day. It's like all the little trailers and stuff. I can't even tell you how many of these damn things I've seen. Oh, Lord of the Rings lore expert, this one? Let's see. I seen this? We will find out momentarily. As we wait for it to load. You see how bad my internet is, guys? Oh, this is the guy that I just promoted his channel. The Sigmund University. Why does he fake excitement in here? 27 minutes. Yay. I don't know. Do you guys want me to watch that too? Let's see. Nope. Is this the video you're talking about? Let's see. I'm sorry. My internet's short-circuiting. Wow. I mean, he does really good lessons and breakdowns. I haven't seen this, not to my knowledge. Let's see. He's such a hypocrite. What does he do? Do I need to see? Well, look, he knew his lore and got a paycheck. Oh, God. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, shit. Can you guys even hear this? I'm sorry. Let's see. This is about to break my heart, isn't it? Because I like watching his live streams.
Lord, essentially, all three of the ages end that way. That's how we transition from one age to another. The first age, the oldest age, it starts with Sauron's boss, right? So Sauron's boss, whose name was Morgoth, is ruling in Middle Earth, and so he was the big bad. Sauron worked for him. Sauron was like his number 2 guy. Eventually, the elves from Valinor return to Middle Earth to rescue the few remaining survivors who haven't gotten ground into a pulp by Morgoth already. At that point, the first age is like super depressing. Everything goes downhill. All of the beautiful civilizations that are built are eventually crushed, and almost everybody dies. Like, it's like, can be super depressing, right? And then there's a sudden turn, and the elves from Valinor from the west come over, and they return, and they fight against Morgoth, and they overcome him, and they take him prisoner, and he gets cast into outer darkness, and that's the end of him, and that's the end of the first age.
It's done.
In the second age,
This video is edited. Yeah, I get because he's basically doing a summary of all of the stories. But again, this is why I recommended his channel. He's very knowledgeable, and he always has like a PowerPoint presentation, and he goes through and he does his explanations of certain things and whatnot. So he is very knowledgeable. But I don't know, him saying that he loved Warrior Galadriel in the very beginning, which I know you guys haven't heard. Let me put the link to this in the chat. Let's see. He skipped the part about the Song of Creation. You can see where they edited the video, so you can see where this was probably, so it's 27 minutes long. This was probably like an hour or 2-hour interview, and then they clipped out things and they matched it with visual effects, or little clips of the movie to like kind of tie with what he's saying. And so that's what because I mean, you saw they had the stuff from freaking Gondor. They had the stuff from Return of the King, which is not from the first age, it's from the third age, but they're trying to match it up with what he's saying. So they probably cut out a ton of stuff, because I mean, his live streams are long, and that's usually when he's just breaking down like a little snidbit of stuff, right? So they're editing down what he's saying, and then they're putting it together to make it, I guess, an intriguing 27 and 17-second video. All right. Sorry, Anna, I don't trust him anymore. Yeah, you guys are watching my soul kind of get crushed, because he did really good lore, not the lore, but like Tolkien breakdowns in his live streams. But he chilled out. I know, now I'm kind of sad. You just Jacob, you just ruined my day. But I'm glad that you brought this to my attention because it's better to know what kind of people are, you know. But I mean, like, here's his position. His entire channel is built off of his knowledge of Lord of the Rings and doing breakdowns of it. And this is his chance to be a part of a TV show. Of course he's going to jump at it, right? Especially if they approach it and they're being nice to him. Like, don't you like that Galadriel's like this warrior princess now? And he's like, oh yeah, like, yeah, I can kind of see where you're coming from, and like try to, you know, be nice about it. And I was like, oh yeah, don't you like this? Here's money, you know? Yeah, it's just, yeah, Gordon at all is, yeah, I know. I'm just sad. Do you guys want me to keep watching this? Do you guys want to keep watching this? We're a minute and 50 in. It's 27 minutes long. I don't know. Okay. Go to the liar parts. I don't know when those are.
Then that's
this got ratio
where
though. Look at this.
all of this, the second age is where this series is taking place. So that begins with the establishment of Numenor, when the Valars reward the humans. A lot of the elves are invited to return into the West, return back to Elvenhome, to Valinor in the West, and most of them go, but some of them choose to stay. We got unfinished business. We want to stay in Middle-earth. There's still stuff that we want to do here. And those are the elves that we're going to be meeting. Galadriel is one of them. She's a very important one. Gil-galad, the High King of the Noldor. Celebrimbor, the guy who forges the Rings of Power. Elrond, who is like the, you know, like staff officer of Gil-galad. So you've got those elves. And then you've got Numenor being established, right? So Sauron, who was, again, he was number 2 under Morgoth, the big bad of the first age, begins to establish his own power. And so you've got the Rings of Power stuff, him deceiving the elf smiths. Celebrimbor is the main guy who's going to be a major figure in this series. The two of them, you know, forge the Rings of Power as a kind of group project, which does not go well. Eventually, Sauron tries to take them all back and tries to grind them all into a pulp, and in fact kills Celebrimbor. And it gets really ugly after that. In the end, Sauron is a real problem, right? So after Numenor falls, the last of the Númenóreans come over, and that's when you get the last alliance of elves and men, right? So the last remaining elves who are over in Middle-earth, and Elendil and his sons, Isildur and Anarion, the last of the Númenóreans who have established their new realm. Gondor has been founded. They come together and they fight against Sauron, and that's the scene at the beginning of the Peter Jackson films, with the overthrow of Sauron and the cutting of the ring from his hand. That's the end of the Second Age. The overthrow of Sauron after the Battle of the Last Alliance, Elendil dies, Gil-galad dies. That's the end of the Second Age. But Sauron's not dead. He loses his physical form and he sort of flees, his spirit flees, but he gets better. Eventually, like, he slowly kind of rebuilds his power until he's able to take shape again and cause trouble again. And that's what's happening at the end of the Third Age, when the Lord of the Rings story proper begins. Of course, culminating with when finally the ring is destroyed and Sauron defeated permanently, which, again, you overcome the big bad, you end the age. That's the end of the Third Age, and the Fourth Age starts. So that's sort of the outline for how that works. So the Second Age, we're talking about everything that happens in this show, according to Tolkien's chronology, is thousands of years, anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 years before the events of the Lord of the Rings. So millennia and millennia we're talking about here. Now, again, I don't know what they're going to do with the time frame. They're certainly going to compress it, because the events that they're going to be describing in this show, according to Tolkien's chronology, take the place over the course of a couple of millennia. And there's no way they can do that. Or they're going to have to, like, the human characters are going to be dying of old age every 10 minutes, you know, throughout the show. And I doubt they'll do that, right? So obviously they're going to have to compress that. How they do that is, to me, one of the most fascinating things that I'm most interested to see.
Okay, so that was just a little recap. See, he's very knowledgeable, which is why I like his stream. So everyone's saying, here it is. We're only 5 minutes in. All right, here we go.
Have you ever wondered
this is all of the buildup, of course, for the trailer and for the TV show, mostly elves. Well, elves and Numenor, right? Because, of course, those are the stories that we know from the first age. We know, of course, the Rings of Power and the forging of the Rings of Power with the elves and Sauron. And, of course, we know about the island of Numenor, where the humans who are kind of being rewarded after the first age were sent and they built this huge empire and everything. The rise and fall of Numenor, huge deal. And the trailer opens touching on those things, but not really focused on those things at all. Instead, we get the perspective of a Middle-earth hobbit perspective. And so this, of course, brings up one of the questions that people have had about, the series. People are like, hobbits in the Second Age, what the heck? And I would just remind people here, there's no reason to think that hobbits didn't exist in the Second Age. It is true that we have no stories of hobbits prior to the Third Age. So the opportunity to get to see hobbits in the Second Age, that's a lot of fun. Now you may ask, why? Why would you shoehorn them into the story? Well, keep in mind, the story that we know from Tolkien's materials in the Second Age, again, it's very limited. He never wrote the story of the Second Age. It doesn't exist in Tolkien's writings. We get summaries, we get lists of major things that happened, but we don't get a full, he never wrote a full account of the Second Age. This woman here is one of our proto-hobbits, one of our Harfoots. We seem to learn some things about her and about her culture in these first 20 seconds.
There's wonders in this. But, okay, this is hurting my brain. So, they're not there. Tolkien never wrote about them. And if he wanted to, he would have. Obviously, I mean, they're the fucking main characters of the Lord of the Rings books. So shoehorning them in and trying to make them main characters in the Second Age, doesn't that contradict what Tolkien had? Because if he wanted them there, he would have written them. I'm getting a headache. Irish Major Tom, thank you for the super chat. I lost all hope for this show when they fired Tom Shippey, the man who's known as the world's leading academic experts in the works of J.R.R. Tolkien, about who has written several books. Exactly. And I comment on that in my prior videos about this. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Yeah, I can just... I don't know if you guys can see it in my face. I'm just slowly... fading. Andrew Matthews, thank you for the super chat. The BBC audio drama from the 80s is great. It is great. Stephen Michaels, thank you for the super sticker, and it's a pair going mic drop. Christopher Proud, thank you for the member chat. Hey Anna in chat, just caught here. What did I miss? Oh, you missed everything. You missed me do like a little EFAP to the shit show that was that one trailer, or the one the influencers talk about Lord of the Rings. But this will be uploaded onto my secondary channel, that's Star Wars Girl Live. So if you miss it, it will be back up there. Russell Hall, thank you for that. Does the girl Hobbit give you a Disney princess vibe? No. No. We broke Anna by telling her about this. I know. Here we go.
This world, beyond our wandering.
Wonders in this world beyond our wandering, right? That suggests probably that the hobbits that they're depicting, the Harfoots, may be a nomadic people, but also with a sense of something else, that there are wonders in the world, right? Maybe some memories of ancient days that exist. They know of these. There are these big places out there in the world that they seem to be vaguely aware of and are being drawn towards. And I actually love that, because that's a major theme of sort of humans and elves interacting in Tolkien's world. Now, that we get that mostly, especially in the First Age, way back in the distant days prior to what is going to be described here in the series. But that humans come into the stories and they first interact with elves when they have like legends and ideas that there is light in the West and that there's something greater out there that they can go and find. And that's how eventually they come into contact with the elves and end up allying with them in the First Age. And we can hear hints of that same kind of idea from our Harfoot folks. And I think this is really cool. And you can see in the very first sequence, it starts off with a glimpse of what is almost certainly a Numenorian city, following the quite complicated ship, right, beneath the fancy arch. And then we see the great city in the harbor. This is almost certainly a city in Numenor. If I had to guess, I would say this is the city of Romana on the eastern part of the island. But anyway, this is clearly a Numenor.
I'm going to read this. This fits this guy. The Amazon, the deceiver, gave to them the rings of power. Blinded by their greed, they took it without question, one by one, falling to its darkness. Yep, pretty much. It's like, hey, yeah, you know, dignity, respect. Here's some money so you can chill for us. My head. Let's see. Most of us, thank you for the super chat. He was supposed to destroy the fake, not join them. You know, fucking kidding me, man. Russell, thank you for the super chat. It doesn't sound like a girl hobbit. It doesn't sound like the girl hobbit is about to sing. No. I don't know. There's something I could say, but it's way too mean.
Minoran city. You know, so it starts off with giving us a visual image of the great things that are out there, right? But the voice that we're hearing is from that Middle-earth perspective. And that's a fascinating frame for this entire show, the entire action here. And I think that was the thing that more than anything else blew me away, that we started from the perspective of that Harfoot spokesman. And it really sets things up in a very interesting way. I love this scene. Of course, I mean, a lot of this is filmed in New Zealand, which is going to please lots of people. There's a well-established track record of people accepting New Zealand as Middle-earth, right? What I love of this wide shot that we get with those two hunters is how wild it looks, right? I mean, from here, it looks like you can see as far...
Wild? It looks just like mountains. How is this wild? I don't know. Honestly, this looks like Northern California. This hurts.
You know, you see, you know, miles and miles and miles, and there's no evidence of any civilization at all. And that, again, that feels very Second Age of Middle-earth. After the horrible destruction of the First Age, right? There had been thriving civilizations, and they got wrecked, right? They got just, again, ground into powder by Morgoth in the First Age, and everybody died. But his orcs were running all over everything and wrecking stuff until the big war, you know, the War of Wrath, as it was called at the end of the First Age. So the bad guys all get destroyed and contained. The good guys have already been destroyed. And then of the survivors, most of them get deported. I mean, pleasantly deported, right? The elves get invited back to Valinor, and the humans get taken to Numenor. Middle-earth, like what was, like everything that was there in the parts of are desolate, right? And so I love that about this shot. There are still little pockets, but compared to the First Stage, they're small little pockets, places where the few elves who remain, for instance, are staying. And other than that, you're going to have vastly open land. And I love the idea of like nomadic hunter peoples who are, you know, sort of working through this place. And that sense that they have, that we hear the narrator speaking of something greater, right? That's out there.
I feel like he's just making excuses for what's being shown. They're like, let's ask you a question. You have to make it sound as exciting as possible. This is just, I mean, if you agree to do this, I mean, you I don't know. Do I want to watch the rest of it? Does it get worse? I mean, I'm 10 minutes in. I got 17 minutes left. Do you guys want me to continue watching this? I don't know. I can. We can all watch it together. What is Tulip doing? Do you want to watch this with me, Babos? She can't hear it, so I got headphones in. All right. Let's just power through it so I've seen the whole thing. And I'm going to do it live so you guys all have to suffer with me.
Would easily be inspired by ruins that they find, you know, like because there will be some evidence.
Watch it at 0.5. Oh, that's a good point.
So
Oh, this is the Galadriel part. We'll do that after.
Love action Galadriel. Love it. I just love it. And this is one of the things that I've Had a lot of conversations already on social media about this, especially people who know and love the Peter Jackson films have this indelible image of the incredibly regal and elegant Cate Blanchett in her flowing white dress, speaking slowly and in mysterious tones, right, to Frodo. And so the idea of a Galadriel who's jumping around and hanging by her fancy dagger from the ice, wearing chainmail, riding a horse into battle apparently at the head of a squad, it seems jarring. It's my favorite part. I am psyched. I am psyched for the Rings of Power Galadriel. And here's why. People underestimate is how much younger Galadriel was at this point. It's really actually a very big deal. Now, it's hard because a lot of people said, well, hang on a second, aren't elves immortal? They don't even age. And she was born a long time before this, like hundreds, if not thousands of years before this. So she's already thousands of years old. So she's a few more thousand years old, but she's immortal. Who cares? Like, a lot of people have this idea that elves are frozen. That was not Tolkien's idea of elves at all. Last September was published a book.
He is stretching. So he's like, oh, just because she's younger, she's going to completely become a different person? She would already be an adult with hundreds of years under her belt. It's not like she's a teenager and this is brand new spanking Galadriel. No, she's already fucking old. She just looks younger because they wanted to hire another actress, because I'm assuming they don't want to pay Cate Blanchett and they don't want to, you know, do the de-aging stuff on her. This is the biggest stretch ever. Oh my god. Why'd you guys make me watch this? Russell, thanks to it. Galadriel was born before the moon, sun, and stars. The guy is blatantly lying now. Exactly. No, he's making excuses, and he's just trying to make it sound interesting, as interesting as he can, because he's getting paid for this and he's getting exclusive access. Like, come on. When we got the flashbacks, was Galadriel fighting into battle to go fight Sauron along with Elrond? No, we saw Elrond fighting. And we see Elrond, you know, he literally goes into, you know, basically a war camp to give freaking Aragorn the freaking sword. Like, if you're going to see any elf fighting, it's going to be Elrond, because he is, you know, that's what he does. He's the leader and he leads by example, and he's going to go and get his hands dirty to fight for what he believes in. Galadriel isn't that character. She's still fighting, but in her own way. And just because she's not, you know, in the front lines like Elrond is, she's doing it in her own way. I mean, okay, so she's the one that sent warriors, right, to go help Rohan in Helm's Deep, right? She sent her men to go help, right? She didn't go there and put on a suit and armor and fight with them on, you know, on the gates of Helm's Deep. She didn't do that. But the way that they're trying to pitch it, it's like, well, that would be that's the type of character she is. She's wearing chainmail, she's riding into battle. Okay, so where the fuck was she at Helm's Deep? You can't use the age excuse, because she was already a couple thousand years old when they're trying to show her when she's younger. Also, she would look exactly like she did in Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings, right? What, did she all of a sudden have facial reconstructive surgery? And I mean, because if she's already full grown, right? So the point of them getting like what, a 20-something-year-old girl to play her, it's like, no, she would look exactly like she did in the beginning of the Fellowship of the Ring. This is frustrating. It's killing my soul to have to push this button to play it.
The Nature of Middle-earth, which is an incredibly fascinating book. This is the first set of newly published material on Middle-earth we've had in like decades, since like the 90s. Well, maybe not, but in almost 20 years, basically. One of the things that he does a lot of in this book is he talks about elvish ages and aging, and he keeps bringing it back to mortal equivalence. He very much does imagine his elves having a kind of life cycle and growth and maturation cycle, which is parallel to, it's not on the same scale. You know, they're like different ratios. Like they made age at like 144 years to 1, but they
Russell Davis, the actress is also 5'3". Galadriel was over 6 feet. Wait, she's only 5'3"? That picture of her standing next to Elrond, they're like eye to eye. So is the guy that's playing Elrond like 5'4"? Oh, sweet Jesus. Kate Blanchett isn't 6'4" either. She held herself a lot higher than, you know. I don't know, the way that sometimes the way you hold yourself, it makes you look more grand. And the way that they shot her. But still. This is painful.
They do age and they do progress. And in fact, he spends a lot of time. In fact, he does it like 5 different times. He calculates the exact age of Galadriel, like her maturity level. In the end, decides that at the beginning of the Second Age, in other words, right around where this series is taking place, Galadriel is the mortal equivalent of 21. Whereas in the Third Age, when we meet her in The Lord of the Rings, when we meet Kate Blanchett, Galadriel, she is 54. In mortal equivalence. She's a senior statesman beginning to contemplate.
So that just tells me that by that logic, oh, so she's 1,000 years old, but she's actually 21. So they have absolutely no, like, so they mature at, like, at microscopic rates, really? Like their personalities and all that. So she's just like, so that when she's like biologically when she's 5 years old, she's still the equivalent of being like 0 months old by that, if not less. Like this, do you not see how retarded that sounds? This is painful.
Contemplate retirement. So I like this. What exactly is happening here? What's going on? Is this a private quest of hers? Is this part of a flashback from earlier on? Also possible. But I really like what they're doing with the Galadriel character. I think I watched it 2 or 3 times before I could see that like cool archery was happening, but that he's actually catching the arrow and then shooting that same arrow back. It was at least twice or 3 times I watched it before I really tracked. I think that's really fun. So the Sylvan Elves, once again, a made-up character. Yeah, because we have exactly 2 named characters of the Sylvan Elves, Legolas's dad and Legolas's grandpa, right? Those are exactly the 2 named elves that we know of. Unless they want to tell a story about the king of the elves of Mirkwood, they're not going to, they have to make up a character. So that we're going to be getting the Sylvan Elves involved is, I think, appropriate and interesting. I mean, I like seeing the sort of diversity of elvish culture in Middle-earth, which is really diverse, and especially in the Second Age. Because in the Second Age, you get few isolated strongholds of the high elves of the First Age, those the ones who didn't leave, Gil-galad, Celebrimbor, Galadriel. And they're still running these gorgeous, sophisticated kingdoms, but then there are lots of other elves out there who are scattered and who live in the woods. Sylvan means like wood elves. They are, in The Hobbit, they're called wood elves, right? And that's what we're seeing.
My soul is slowly dying the more and more I watch of this. Okay. I think I saw a couple more super chats. Russell, thank you about Anna. That guy is an idiot. Galadriel was about 8,000. Mitch Lozda, thank you about Galadriel equals Grogu. Yeah, that's what I thought. So I know. So she was like 50 years old and acting like a baby. Is that explanation of the way that the elves age? Yeah, I'm gonna do the speed thing because I can't do this. I'm losing brain cells by the minute.
Tolkien gave very little in the way of physical description. We actually know very little about even central characters. What color is Merry's hair? No idea. He never says. Tolkien spends lots of time describing landscape, very little time describing people. Tolkien never even mentions whether or not, in the text, never mentions whether or not Aragorn has a beard. He gets asked that by a fan. And when he's asked, he's like, oh, Aragorn does not have a beard. Absolutely not. And then he goes into this whole world building giving the fan who asked, it was like a woman who said like she had like a debate with her friend whether or not Aragorn had a beard. Can you settle this, Professor Tolkien? And he launches into this whole like world building about the history of the line of stewards. It's awesome. Like it's like 100 times more than this person asked for. So like he knows the answer to the question, but he didn't answer the question because Tolkien does not describe people. If somebody asked me the question, do I believe that Tolkien pictured most or all of these characters as light-skinned? I think that in his mind's eye, yes, he was picturing them as white. But here's where it gets complicated. When he does world building, right? When he was writing and doing his maps, for instance, he said things like, so Minas Tirith is about the latitude of central Italy, and Umbar, the city down in the south where the Southrons come from, is about the latitude of Carthage in North Africa. In other words, all of the southern front of the Lord of the Rings, right? Gondor and all of that. So that means that Dol Amroth down on the southern shore of Gondor would have been about the latitude of like Morocco, southern Spain, perhaps. Do you want to be true to what you think Tolkien was probably imagining? Or do you want to be true to what Tolkien said about the world? And again, Numenor. Numenor is on the equator. So when we meet the Numenorians, in theory, they will have been a culture living on the equator for thousands of years. I see no reason to think, based, from Tolkien's story, that they should be Viking-looking white folks.
So he said what he needed to say to be able to continue to shill, not taking into account, the time period that Tolkien lived in, the lore that he was, the mythology that he was pulling from that inspired him for all of this. Like, I got an intense headache just now, guys. I'm fast. He's faster and twice as annoying. Yeah, so something is coming. What more? Oh, because it's on the screen. My soul is just... Let's just power through this. Thank you for joining, Yummy Kashumi, as a member. I appreciate that. Well...
I think it's fair to say most mysterious element is the meteor thing. And we don't know what it is or where it's coming from. So we then get a shot of who I'm almost positive is Gil-galad, apparently looking, at least we see him looking up right after we've seen the thing flying by. I don't know if he's actually looking at that thing or not, or they're suggesting that he is anyway. I love the shot of Gil-galad because it's looking concerned, wondering what's happening. It's a very, I've got a bad feeling about this kind of shot, right? He knows that something is coming and it's not good, but he doesn't really know what it is. Him standing in the semi-darkness by himself in the shot, this idea of like, I stand alone against the darkness that we get from this. I kind of like that. He is the High King and it kind of looks like that. We cut from there to the brief shot of Galadriel in full armor leading a cavalry charge, apparently. Well, I say cavalry charge. They don't have weapons out. Anyway, they're going very fast on horseback in armor is what we see. No idea whom she's leading here. Are these elves? Are they humans? And again, action Galadriel, leadership role, right out in front of everybody. What's not to love? From here, we go to Torch Guy facing, I've heard called an ice troll, and certainly seems to have ice on him, and there's definitely ice, it seems, in the background of the cave. This, I think, is your like creature feature shot, and there are going to be cool CGI monsters, like is one of the things that we're seeing here. I love the dwarf shot here. Vanity Fair tells us this is Durin the Fourth, right? One of those Durins whose names we can extrapolate but know nothing about. But presumably, since his name is Durin, ruler of Khazad-dûm, what will later be called Moria, but will not yet be Moria. Moria means the Black Pit. It was called that after the embarrassing Balrog incident, prior to the Balrog incident when it was just Khazad-dûm. Young, extremely displeased looking Elrond in this scene. He's got his fancy armor. There's people celebrating in the background that looks like they might be dwarves. Has he been sent on some kind of ambassadorial embassy that is not going well? That seems likely. That Elrond would be sent on such a mission is, of course, exactly what Gil-galad would do. Suggests to me further evidence that we're going to be getting a lot of that kind of intrigue, political, trying to form alliances and move forward and things.
I've seen a lot of people asking, and even some complaining, that Elrond doesn't have long flowing elvish hair. What's up with that?
No, it's a Peter Jackson thing. We don't know anything about elf hair. Again, we know something about the color of some of the elves' hair, but we know literally nothing about how long there's no reason to think that elves had long hair. There's no reason to think they had short hair either. But that is totally not a book detail. That is absolutely a movie thing. It's like the Cate Blanchett thing, right? Like, and I get it. Like, again, I totally understand people who have grown up with the Peter Jackson films. And so, like, to them, the visuals of the long-haired elves in Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings, that's what elves look like. And so to have them not look like that is some kind of hideous violation of, but it's not. It has nothing to do with the text.
Again, it has to do with the mythology that Tolkien was pulling from when he had elves and orcs and fairies and wizards and stuff like that. Why do you think Gandalf and all of them, like... Why'd you guys make me watch this? Who sent that super chat that told me to watch this? You're getting your money's worth, but you gave me a splitting headache. This is and I have to do a painting stream after this. It's our duty. Yeah. Thanks. You guys all must be sadists because you guys like watching me being tortured. All right. Now we get to talk about the Dwarven Princess and him making excuses about the beard.
She's singing, which is awesome. I love that. One of my favorite things in the
By the
trailer,
way, I'm
actually.
just
I mean, it's
liking
almost
this.
like a Tolkien Easter egg. You know,
She
singing
doesn't
is
look
super
like she's singing. She looks like she's going, what happened?
important in Tolkien's world. Like singing is a creation happened through singing, right? And that which is usually called magic is most powerfully done through song. And it's something that's really hard to depict well on screen. Peter Jackson rarely attempted it. Somebody singing and the song that you're singing, making things happen. So she's singing. This is a ritual moment.
Peter Jackson barely attempted it. But what about fucking Pippin's song when he's singing in The Return of the King and as they all like go to die, basically? You don't remember that song? Oh yeah, Mary, not Pippin. I'm sorry. I'm having a brain fart. My head hurts so bad. My soul is just crushed. I don't know if you guys can tell. Yeah, the elves sang too. I remember that. Okay, let's power through this.
She's in very fancy garb with a gold dust on her hands, which is like dwarf makeup. Kind of love that, actually.
What's the deal with everyone saying that dwarven women are meant to have beards? Is that from the books?
No, she does not. So this is it's like a bizarre fan fascination. Tolkien never says dwarven women have beards. He says they rarely wander around. And when they do, they're often mistaken for dwarven men, meaning like they keep to themselves and like you don't know that it's a woman. That they have beards is not in the text. It's a joke that Peter Jackson made and everybody loved.
It's true you don't see many dwarf women. And in fact, they are so alike in voice and appearance that they're often mistaken for dwarf men. It's the beards.
And so it has become like rock solid canon in the minds of like a generation of Tolkien fans, especially movie fans, that dwarven women have beards. There is no textual justification for that at all.
I have a headache.
In the foreground, looks like the Harfoot girl, right? The one that we saw close up earlier on. So like, and the proportions she seems hobbitish. It looks like she's much shorter than the scantily clad hairy dude. Looking at this picture, alone like this is a still. I have no idea what's going on here. She seems to be trying to pull him out of what and to where. I don't have too many Tolkien categories that would help me to explain what's going on here. There's only one recorded meteor in all of Tolkien and no people are in it for sure. But there are two clear candidates. If this guy did arrive in a burst of flame, one would be a wizard. This would be a weird way for wizards to come to Middle-earth. Gandalf definitely does not arrive until the Third Age, and Saruman and Radagast, the three wizards we know from The Lord of the Rings, don't arrive until the Third Age. In some of his very...
I don't think that's right. Saruman was in the Second Age. Right? I don't think that's right. Again, it's been a long time since I read it. But, I mean, Saruman... The whole, I'm going to spoil my video on it, but the Lord of the Rings anime that they're making, it's going to end with Saruman coming and taking over Isengard. That's in the Second Age. Like, I mean, again, it's been a really long time since I read the Silmarillion, but am I crazy? Chat, correct me if I'm wrong. Saruman Gandalf arrived in 1000 of the Third Age. Okay, I'm just crazy then. Third Age, two blue wizards. Okay, so I'm getting my thing mixed up. Yeah, I know that the two blue wizards are brothers, right? And they've been there, and that you don't really see them, but I remember Gandalf mentioning them. What happened to the expert that got fired? So that was Mr. Shippey, and he's actually a Tolkien expert, and he's written books on Tolkien, and they fired him. Too bad. All right, let's continue. I'm just crazy then, Anna. We know. Yeah, I know. I have a splitting headache at this moment. All of this just hurts. This hurts my brain. This hurts my soul. I rest all things with super chat. New Memorians were ancient kin to the Rotharum Second one, Russell, thank you for the super chat. You know what cures headaches? Some have tails. No, Russell, not happening. We're almost done. We have 5 minutes left of this shit.
Later writings, Tolkien suggested that the other two wizards, the blue wizards that we never meet or know anything about, might have arrived in the Second Age, so theoretically possible. Or they could move it up and be like, oh yeah, whatever, Gandalf came early. Like, the other person, of course, this could be is Sauron.
I like that. Oh yeah, totally. He could have come early. That's what she said. But so he's totally fine with like, oh yeah, they could have just like, yeah, they could just make it happen earlier. So that right there, that little snippet where he just said that, he obviously doesn't care about continuity or staying true to Tolkien. So, and he says that right there, like, oh yeah, it doesn't matter. They could just make him come early. It's like, oh, you know, who cares? Who cares if we get these facts actually right? Let's just do it because it's gonna look cool because it's in a freaking meteorite. My soul hurts.
Of the theories I've heard, that's my favorite so far, that this is Sauron's move to disguise himself, that he's going to disguise himself as like, I have come from the West. I'm like this angelic figure descended among you in order to, like, I'm a faux wizard, basically, right? Descended among you in order to help you in your time of need. That's totally believable. Sauron has enough showmanship to do this. Sauron is totally associated with fire, so he could obviously pull this off. Remains to be seen for sure, yeah. This says first age flashback to me. My understanding is that in the first episode, especially maybe the first two episodes, we're going to get a bunch of flashbacks to some things that happened in the first age. That's where that shot comes from with the two trees in the background, the still image that they released first. My understanding is that the shouting elf in the foreground, unwisely not wearing a helmet over his short hair, is Finrod, Galadriel's brother, who died. He's not supposed to be alive in the Second Age at all. Assuming, as I am assuming, that all of the scenes in this trailer are from season 1. I can't see any excuse for having a battle with orcs in season 1. Sauron's eventually going to invade with orcs, but there's no way. Season 1 is way too early. Therefore, it's almost certainly a flashback. Poor Finrod here is almost completely surrounded by orcs. Now, the interesting thing is that if this is Finrod, and if they are sticking it all close to the story of the book, instead what this is most likely to be
you see
is...
that? If they're sticking it all close to the story in the book. So he doesn't care. He doesn't care. Oh my God. Jacob M, thank you for that. I got my money's worth with this super chat. Yeah, you did. And can you do me a favor, since you've given me an intense headache and ruined my life for the past hour? Can you please be a little bit nicer to my friends on Simpcast? I see your comments. I think that you don't, based on what I've seen you say, just take in mind that some girls have a persona and they are, you know, joking, and they're playing like a, you know, into that persona that they do online, and it is a joke. So if you could just be a little bit nicer, because I do see you getting upset in the chat sometimes on the Simpcast, and just don't take it personally, because some of the girls are just being humorous, and the humor went over my head one time until it was explained to me, and then I was like, okay, now I see what it is. But yes, Jacob, so just if you could do me that favor, I would appreciate it. All right. My soul is leaving me. Patrick T, thank you for that. Isn't Lord Data's brother? That F is that F is the noise. Yeah. Drink water and eat Cheetos. I know I have some Cheetos. I have some. I don't want you guys listening to me crunch. All right, we're almost done with this. We're almost done. Let's
the dramatic moment when Finrod is almost killed in one of the great battles of the First Age, the Dagor Bragollach. His army is cut off and surrounded by orcs and about to get annihilated, and then he is rescued by the unexpected charge of a group of men who come in and who rescue Finrod and save his life. And in exchange, he gives to the leader of the men his ring, and that's the ring that Aragorn has in the Lord of the Rings. The ring that like distinguishes him as the king. That ring gets handed down from the human who saves Finrod Felagund in that scene way back in the First Age through the entirety of the 3,000 years of Numenor, Third Age, and so it's like that ring when Aragorn is wearing a ring that has been in his family for like 7,000 years. This looks like the scene when Finrod is about to get rescued and give away his ring that Aragorn is going to be one day wearing.
It's almost done.
In general, I'm encouraged. I love the look and the sound of it. I think it's beautiful. I see every reason to think that, you know, visually, artistically, it's going to be excellent. It's going to be, I love everything that I've seen. Almost everything. I can't say I love everything, but I've loved most of what I've seen of like the costuming and the set.
Notice how he didn't say anything that he didn't like because he's getting paid to give it a good review.
and the props and the landscape and everything. I think that they seem to be doing a great job with all that stuff. As I've said, I really enjoy what they're doing with the elf stories, Galadriel in particular. I'm excited to see. The thing, if I'd say worries, the meteor crater worries me a little bit. One of the things, like if they go too far out of their way to just be like, and now a fight with a monster and let's bring in a battle, that could become really forced and have an unfortunate effect on the unfolding
What about all the other things that are forced?
Of the story. But so far, I'm very encouraged. I'm really liking what I'm seeing so far. And the speculations, the lines of speculation that the trailer is leading me into turn out, then I'll be pretty pleased. I think I see evidence that they're doing some really clever adaptation, some really thoughtful adaptation.
If you're after even more Rings of Power, make sure to watch our trailer.
Fucking A, it's done. Holy shit. Oh my god. Jacob, fuck you for making me watch that. Matthias Keonin, thank you so much. Numenor on the equator. Nowhere does it say that in the books. In fact, the consensus is that it was in line with the Bay of Belfada's EI Greek latitude. Well, you know what? They need it to be this way, so they're saying that it's that way for reasons, for diversity. Rest of all things read. Who uses a forking knife to climb a mountain? Somebody that is using a knife instead of the magic they have. That's what blows my mind. Also, I'm sure that there's a better way to climb that mountain. And again, Galadriel has fucking magic. Thank you for the super chat. This hurts my brain, guys. All right, I'm going to refresh on here. Because I just
What's the deal with everyone saying?
Shut up. Let's see what these comments are. Yeah, look. Let's see. No one or elf has ever seen a beardless dwarf unless he were shaven in mockery, and would then be more like to die of shame. For the Norgrim have beards from the beginning of their lives, male and females alike. Tolkien. There you go. Copy. I'm going to post this on my Twitters because I feel like it's important. Ask yourself, why did Peter Jackson build his sets with Alan Lee, the guy who first made paintings based on Tolkien's work? Why not scrap that and just say, well, technically Tolkien never wrote this, and focus groups certainly think it's important. Perhaps the fact that this visual storytelling and thus respecting visual languages creates sense of fidelity, which reaches for a wider audience. Then ask yourself, how is it that one of the most successful companies in the world could literally burn money making a chaser that looks less cinematic than Peter Jackson did with a budget of $30 million per movie 20 years ago? Good point. Russell, all things it represents your frustration with the patriarchy. Oh, is that the knife thing? I know, right? The frustration is real. Let's see. No man or elf has ever seen a beardless dwarf. It was shaped in a mockery. His point about the geography and skin tone makes sense, so let's apply it to dwarves. If a race of subterranean beings has been living underground for thousands upon thousands of years, out of reach of the sun, why does it have such dark skin? No freaking kidding. Evil cannot create anything new, can only corrupt. Yep. Whereas Melkor spent his energy in envy, hate, until at last he could make nothing save in mockery of thoughts of others and their works. He destroyed, if he could, expert from the I can't pronounce any of this stuff. Valiquinta by J.R.R. Tolkien, which you'd know if you were a real Tolkien professor. Yeah, so I just want to say I apologize for promoting that channel now. He did make good videos. God, I fucked up. He did. The videos that I saw, I mean, he has good content, but just don't sell out. That's the unfortunate aspect of this. Don't sell out, guys. My soul is dead. The aging of Galadriel doesn't make sense. No, it doesn't, Sketch. Not at all. Let's see. I think I'm all caught up on super chats. I have a terrible headache. And I got tricked by that guy. Well, no, he did good breakdowns and analysis and stuff like that. Now I'm just like, well, I mean, here's the thing. You could still be gifted and intelligent about something, but if you're getting paid money to say something else, then I mean, you're a sellout, right? That's what happened. Drink some water. This says water with Mio. I need to go take some, like a leave or something, and eat, because I do have to do a painting stream today, so I'm gonna have to do that. I was gonna do a portrait painting. I wasn't expecting this live stream to be 2 hours. I was only gonna plan on streaming for an hour, but then I got the super chat that derailed me and made me watch that shit. So everyone, thank you for that. But yeah, everyone, thanks so much for hanging out. I kind of lost a part of my soul doing that. Let's see if there's anyone that we can raid. Oh, look at Mr. H's live. Do you guys want to go raid Mr. H? Here we go. There's 600 people watching. I've got Mr. H's stream up. Here, everyone, let's go raid Mr. H. I'm all caught up on super chat, so everyone, thank you. This will be uploaded onto my secondary channel, that's Star Wars Girl Live. Let's go raid Mr. H. Just go say Anna, that Star Wars Girl, sent you, and I will see you guys a little bit later for a painting stream on my art channel. I'll give you guys a. Here we go. Let's go live. Let's see. Let's see if it'll update. Let's see. I expect to see all of you guys over there in the chat. Yeah, who the hell is Mr. H? He's one of my YouTube friends. I need to go recharge. So go over there and spam his stream and go say hi. Go smash the like button and whatnot. But everyone, here's the link again. Go over there, hang out in Mr. H's stream. And I will see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out. This will be re-uploaded onto my secondary channel, that's Star Wars Girl Live. It was an overwhelming no to all of the votes. But guys, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you later. Bye, everyone. I didn't click my outro video. Scrolling. Okay, now for real. Bye, everyone.
I'll tell you where I thought I came in the forest, when the lightsaber goes like this and flies off. I said, oh, what a great entrance. Ah! Ray caught it? She hasn't even been to Dagobah for training.